next door. I want to see if it's their rooster.
Oh, okay. Wait, so
they haven't been around.
If it's their rooster, do you have to give it up?
If they want it. I mean,
They want it.
well, I found it wandering around on the street all busted up. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they kicked him to the curb.
Yeah. Could be. What's up, everybody? We're picking up where we left off on, what's today, Thursday? It must have been Tuesday night, right? Where we were reading these texts between Laura Owens and Mike Marraccini, going through some of the declarations from her, and this is what she filed in her restraining order hearing against him. Is that right? I think. And then we will probably go over like the declarations in full, but I'll skim over a little bit of it. So, okay. Does anybody remember what the last thing we talked about was? Because I remember this part where he's talking about the stepfather.
I thought we were at page 42, number 39.
Okay. 42, number 39, right here? Okay. In May 2017, Mr. Marraccini, his mother, and his sister went into my apartment without my permission while I was not home. How do I get rid of this stupid page thingy over here? Go away.
No, I think you have to grab. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Grab it by the...
Oh, no.
No!
Grab it by the thumbnail. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
right.
Trouble.
I gave Mr. Marraccini a key while I was traveling in April 2017 and believe he made a copy without my permission. I found out about his going there with his mother and sister when his mom mentioned to me that Mr. Marraccini had taken them into my house. Okay. Here she says, "Can you call my mom back? She said she called you yesterday with no return phone call. He's excited for their weekend. So excited for your mom to see me ride." Wait, no, I got this backwards, dude. I did it again.
Lewis him.
So he's saying, "Can you call my mom back?" She's saying, "I'm excited for your mom to see me ride." That makes way more sense. I was like, since when does Mike ride horses?
Yeah.
Okay. The pet sitter put the key in the mailbox. And thank you, darling. Okay. So he could have gotten in with that key. Is that what actually happened?
Yeah, and just to give some context, I'm looking at the Reddit post. It says there are no records, like after it says what the text say or whatever the declaration said, it says there are no records of proof that Mike copied Laura's apartment key or ever had a copy in his possession. As stated in text dating as far back as July 2016, Laura would toss her keys out her window to let Mike in, as the apartment was in her sister's name and Laura could not buzz anyone into the building. In fact, on May 13th, 2016, Laura states in a text to Mike, quote, "Try to buzz in and the door is unlocked here. I left the door unlocked at my place."
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it looks like it's evidence of like key shit.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Todd keys our window. What does that mean?
I think it means toss.
Oh, toss keys.
S is next to D.
The key your car window? Like, what's going on there? That other spot is still open. I can toss keys down when you're here. Toss the keys.
Toss the keys.
Right, I'll toss the keys. Want the keys down. Okay, we got it.
This is so weird.
Oh, perfect. Do you want me to toss keys and buzz Sarah?
Okay, so that's the sister, Sarah. So then she's saying like the sister would have to buzz her in if she doesn't throw the keys. Did she throw the keys out the window? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like she lived, I think, on the second floor and would toss the
that's
keys.
not too bad then. I was thinking like a high rise for some reason. You're gonna hurt somebody with that.
These are the shenanigans you get into when you pretend to be your sister just to get an apartment. I don't know. Trouble.
Not any salt to my sister. I'm just not interested in pretending to be someone else. That sounds really inconvenient. All right.
Like a lot of work.
Well, to get rent control or whatever.
Okay. Here she's talking about this part of her declaration, and she's talking about like him being abusive again, saying he was choking her. Let's see. "I had gone from being a confident, independent woman, and now I was being suffocated. I remember thinking it didn't matter. if he killed me, since I had lost all self-respect anyways. Do you want to say something?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, just that second paragraph. Keep going. The 43
Oh, yeah.
is
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. At some point, I lost consciousness completely. When I came to, I was on the bed with a pillow over me. His hand was pressing the pillow into my face. My head was shoved against the wall sideways. This was the most violent he had ever been towards me. Then he grabbed me and turned me around so that I was on my stomach. I couldn't even lift my head up since I was so weak. Then he told me, get on your knees. Oh, God. I'm not going to read that, okay? I have never been so demeaned in my entire life.
Oh.
I didn't say a word to him after this. I felt completely broken as a human being and hated myself for being with someone who did this to me. I went to the bathroom. When I came back, Mr. Marraccini was asleep. In November 2017, I brought this incident up to Mr. Marraccini after we had broken up. I asked him what type of man needs to suffocate and strangle a woman in order to get himself off. He told me that it was my fault because I brought that out in him. I feel like she's like reading like sensationalized tales of abuse online or something, and just like
Yes.
trying to characterize him as exactly that. Like, every like thing that you would read on the internet about like somebody who's an abuser, she's like attributed all of them to him.
Yes.
It's like cookie cutter. It doesn't feel well. Of course, it doesn't feel real because it's not. But okay. I withdrew from the relationship after this. I doubt it. I was afraid of him and started spending less time with him. I traveled a lot from July to October 2017 and had hoped that by pulling back, there would be a natural end to our relationship. When I tried to talk with him about us not seeing each other anymore, he told me that he would work on being better. That is the exact opposite of what happened. We've seen it a million times in
Yeah.
this document.
It's exactly the opposite in the all other text messages.
Jesus, how many times do you think she's lied in this declaration? We'll go through the whole
Well,
declaration.
that is probably why
at the
this
end.
is so long.
Yeah. Okay. How are you? Sad. Why? Our fights. Okay, I told you we obviously aren't going to agree on that fight, so we should both move on from it. Is she doing the I love you thing again? Or the relationship thing again? Is that what they're fighting
Yeah,
about?
the love one, it's really upsetting.
That is so tiresome. Okay. The one night before last, the love one, it's really upsetting. I'm showing soon, and this is messing me up, so please get back to me. I tried to call you last night as well. I'm showing soon. What does that mean? Like a horse thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, gee.
What?
Well,
What do
I
you mean?
mean, the argument she started is going to affect her horse riding.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, wow, what a tough life.
Right. You called me at 11 p.m. last night when I was out. I went to sleep at 9 and didn't leave work until 8, so I was beat. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm so tired of fighting with you. It's constant. Any interaction is better than no interaction, which causes you to fight. I don't know why you're just not happy with where we are. You're always pushing when we should just be enjoying. I want to be with you, but I'm done fighting with you. This was in June 2017? Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, so this looks like it takes place like a day before this time frame she's claiming, July to October 2017, when she's starting to pull back.
Okay, gotcha. I want to move forward, and not loving each other stops that. Jesus Christ, lady. And it upsets me, but whatever. You can't help how you feel. Hey, I understand why you're upset. What do you want me to do to show that I care? She says we need to plan a vacay.
The next day, we need to plan a vacay.
Her
Yeah,
solution is always like going to Sedona or going to Iceland or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, what are
But Mr. Marraccini asked her to buy those trips.
Right.
oh gee, yeah.
Oh, can I read these next two?
Yeah, go for it.
Are you coming over tonight? I want romance. I want us to have a romantic fairy tale.
Oh boy.
That's terrifying. I want us to have a romantic fairy tale. The man's telling you he doesn't love you for like the 14th time because you keep asking.
I think I left my Prince Charming pants in Wisconsin.
Prince Charming isn't even our boyfriend. Jesus Christ.
They met one time at a ball.
Mm.
Thank you, Starcasm. Guys, don't forget to hit the like to help the algorithm. Let's see. 50 Shades of No Gag Reflex. That's terrible.
Whoa.
All right. I'm moving on from that.
But not before
Oh, boy.
imagining it.
Okay, so she said July to October. Yeah, okay. And then here she is in July saying, let's do after dinner. Joni's making me feel bad about moving it. Do you want to go
And
to dinner with my parents?
Joni was the best friend of
Gotcha.
hers at this time.
So she's asking to go to dinner with the parents. Let's see.
Actually, in the Reddit post, if you want to look at that, it looks like it pulls out some like the important quotes from
Which part of it
section.
is?
Declarations 42 to 43.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. You want to go ahead and read that?
Sure. Okay, so there's these ones in July. Are you coming over tonight? Kissy heart, whatever. I want romance. I want us to have a romantic fairy tale. Let's do dinner. These are all in succession in July.
Oh, I
Do you
see.
want to do you want to go to dinner with my parents and them on Sunday at the Daily Grill? Trust me, can you do that? I can't sleep because of this. Just got to din with my parents a few minutes ago. Want to come at 8:30? Middle of July. Want to come over? I'm just walking in. You could keep me company. Miss you. Dinner tomorrow? You up for nonstop snuggling? That's at the end of July.
Jesus.
August 1st, because I would appreciate the support as my boyfriend. So she's saying that a month ago she started to withdraw and now she's calling him her boyfriend. And
well,
then
also nonstop snuggling is not a withdrawal.
Right. August 15th, I was thinking you were my boyfriend. August 17th, all I keep thinking about is how after a year and 5 months you don't love me. I need to have more self-respect than that and realize that's not good enough for the kind of relationship I want. That's actually probably true.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing she didn't lie about, but she didn't actually mean it. I don't believe that was sincere.
But then
that's just a manipulation tactic, but yeah, sure.
Right. And she stays.
Yep.
Mike says, I understand and I'm sorry that I'm not on the same level as you. Then beginning of September, she says, I miss you, sad face. October 7th, hey, Mike, I've been thinking about you a lot and truly miss you. Can we talk tomorrow? November 2nd, baby, I miss you. November 10th, do you want to watch Dateline with me?
Oh, Dateline. You might uncover some fake pregnancy scandals on that episode.
Right.
It's the episode that she's on. And Mike is like,
Wow.
God.
So yeah, that doesn't sound to me like
no,
she's
definitely not. Definitely not. Especially in July.
Mm-hmm.
JD also states in text, not feeling like you want to hang out a lot with me anymore. This from someone who claims to be distancing herself from the relationship.
Yep.
At or around this time, JD also claims to be suffering from memory issues. Issues so serious they are freaking her out. Okay.
Ooh, where's that one?
I think we read that, didn't we?
So I remember seeing something about that, but I kind of glossed over it, I think, because it's like memory issues. Yeah, okay. Memory issues. Is that your new excuse for asking every day if he's your boyfriend? Like,
pretty much.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so we're looking at those texts that we just read. They're here. Some of them are here. Want to come over? I'm just walking in. You can keep me company. Blah blah blah. Okay, asking me to dinner tomorrow. There's the nonstop snuggling. Kill me. Let's
Once you're under that weighted blanket, you can't get out. There's no escape.
I don't even need the blanket.
Wait, are you calling her a weighted blanket?
Oh wait. I didn't
Yes.
catch that. Okay. Are you coming over or not? You said you would text when finished with your friend. She says I'm in a terrible mood, so I would appreciate it. So like you're in a terrible mood, so you would appreciate him coming to be the dartboard for your terrible mood. Like
right.
I don't remember saying that, having trouble with my memory. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay. No.
No, ma'am.
He says what I just said. You're in a terrible mood. She says yes. He says, why would I come over then?
Oh, jeez.
And then she does the boyfriend thing again, because I would appreciate the support as my boyfriend. He says K.
K.
He's like an appliance to her. Get the
and-
lawnmower over here.
Right. And also nowhere in these texts do we see him saying, oh, I'm going to better myself.
Right.
which is what she claimed in her declaration.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's totally backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Not feeling like you want to hang out a lot with me anymore. I'm going through a rough time. I do, darling. You've been really short and angry with me, so I've been pretty distant. I mean, that's fair. Because I've been going through a seriously rough time physically, and I mentally am actually having serious memory issues that are freaking me out.
Oh, wow.
And then shortly after that, taking my mom to Ed Sheeran tonight as an early B-Day present. Oh, I'm excited.
Times are so rough. I'm going to the Ed Sheeran concert. Send
Hey, winks
thoughts
at
and prayers, everybody. Oh no. What?
Sarcasm. Sarcasm is one of my newer mods. Thank you for doing that.
Start.
Okay.
Sarcasm, like it.
Sarcasm. Let's see. I'm looking at the wrong document, but I remember this part where he says like, "It sounds better than hanging out with me."
Wow.
There's the Sonoma thing. Okay, come over when I'm back. What time will you be over? You don't want to come over. Just want you to know I do love you. Stop
Wow.
it. Jesus Christ. It clearly makes him uncomfortable. Just stop.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Darling, I really care about you and I'm looking forward to our future together. Let's chat this evening when we are in person.
This is so middle school. It's all, you're my boyfriend. I'm riding my horses.
I
Yeah.
bet he has like a bunch of notes that say like, "Are you my boyfriend?" Circle yes or no.
Oh no.
He probably wrote in K.
Yeah.
Oh man. What a mess.
Yeah. Can you come over here and hold me? I'm having a lot of trouble sleeping tonight. All I keep thinking about is after a year and a half. Okay, yeah, we read that one already.
Let's see.
Oh,
Where
I
are
see.
we right now?
Yeah, there it is.
Over here.
That was the last column over there.
The 3-line one.
Yeah.
This one?
Mhm.
Okay. Having a lot of trouble sleeping tonight. Okay, there's the year and 5 months. You don't love me. I mean, how many times do you have to say that before it's just over? I mean, come on. Okay, so yeah, we did see that.
And he says, "I understand and I'm sorry that I'm not on the same level as you." And she says, "That's it?"
Well, it's the truth. He's not lying to you, at least. I'm in a meeting.
I mean, yeah, what else do you want?
It's probably like on a work day, yeah, during
Mhm.
working.
He says, "I'm in a meeting," and she says, "I just don't understand how that's all you have to say." And
You
this is
text me
in
something that
August.
serious? You expect me to write an essay back? That's the type
Yeah.
of stuff you tell someone in person. Okay.
Well, this
Jeez.
is in middle of August, right? When she says she's
Mhm.
been withdrawn from him too. So that's
Right,
Mhm.
for a month and a half. she
That's
claims.
so nutty, dude.
She just turns
Stalking.
everything around.
We got to Stalking.
Oh no.
Oh,
By
man.
by October 2017, I was only spending time with Mr. Marraccini sporadically and was still okay.
Mhm.
And was deliberately trying to see less of him. I began canceling our plans since I didn't want to be around him. When I did this, he started showing up at places within a 2-block radius of my apartment that he knows I frequent. He also started coming to my house unannounced, even when I told him not to or was ignoring his calls or texts.
No. No, ma'am.
Oh, this is carryover from the last page. She says, "Are we getting together tonight, or do you want to think about what I said?" I'm a little sick, not contagious anymore. He says, "Pick something and I'll meet you there." And she says, "Honestly, I don't feel up to a big convo tonight. Just not up for some big convo. And it seems like you want that tonight if we get together." Yeah, like if you are
What?
like she's having like a visceral reaction to him not giving a long response, and then she's like, "Never mind, I don't want a big convo."
Mhm.
Here's the classic kind of emotional manipulation.
Well,
If you
why
just
does
feel
she
really
want to
dumb
get
for
together
opening up to him.
then? Like, does she want to stare at the wall and watch the paint dry?
He just wants
She
him
wants
to hold,
mad snuggles.
and also Tony Robbins and anal.
The weighted blanket is ongoing.
I just feel really dumb for opening up to you. Is like classic trying to turn it around on him type thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's not opening up, it's talking.
All right. This is we're still in August. Okay. I was thinking a lot last night, and I'm extremely hurt by how definitive you are with your lack of love for me.
And does that sound like he's been saying, no, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna get better.
No, it does not. All right. You just seem so matter of fact with it. Well, it's like not something he's confused about.
And
Like,
it's not
listen,
new. He's felt this way for like a year.
I would have understood if you were unsure. But you were just like, nope, I don't love you. God damn it, lady.
And she keeps putting it on him. Then like we've said and you said before, Lauren, just leave. Why
Mhm.
not? Why don't you just leave the relationship if it's not what you're looking for out of a relationship?
Yeah. So this is in September. I miss you. Hello. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, can we go out tonight? And then the next day she says I miss you. And the next day, hello.
4 question marks.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I guess they met up on October 20th. She's saying,
Mhm.
"Baby, I miss you."
I feel like she's never dumped anyone.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, but she claims she dumped 2019 guy
Mm.
I don't even know which
in
one
an
that was, to be honest.
in an interview. I can't remember which interview it is. There's an interview where she says that. Oh, it might have been with that.
Is this MM0 or?
It's the lady. I can't remember her name. I think she's Indian.
Hmm.
There's like a video interview.
I haven't seen that.
Hmm?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I'll send it to you. Yeah, she says, I think it's in that one. I'll check. But anyway, she says that she learned a lot from this relationship with Mike and how she should be treated and blah blah blah. And then says that like she took that into her next relationship and actually ended that relationship.
Mm.
Which
Somehow I
I
doubt.
will tell you right now is not what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It is not.
Looking at all this, it's hard to. She has no credibility.
No, exactly. And that's her problem.
Yeah, she seems like she very much like cannot function without having someone to text at. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh boy.
back to watching Dateline again over here.
Who is she texting all day now? David S. Gingras Esquire?
I guess probably.
Can you imagine?
Okay, so this is we're talking about like this comes after the stalking accusation, I guess. One Wednesday night in October 2017, I was with my family at Maybeck's restaurant, less than 2 blocks away from my apartment. My family and I regularly have dinner at Maybeck's on Wednesdays, which Mr. Marraccini knew. He had come to Wednesday dinner at Maybeck's a couple of times and had criticized the restaurant and said it was terrible. Okay. Why is that necessary to put in there? Mr. Marraccini and his sister walked into Maybeck's and sat down 3 tables over. He stared at us. This made me very uncomfortable. Somehow I doubt that's what happened, but I'm sure we'll find out in a second. Sometime in November 2017, Mr. Marraccini asked if he could come over. I told him no. It was late and I was in bed already. 5 to 10 minutes later, he showed up at my house and knocked at my front door. I stayed in bed and ignored him. He banged on the door and yelled my name and said he knew I was home because he could hear the TV. What? Wasn't she on a second floor apartment?
Yes.
So what?
Maybe
Okay.
she's got a TV in the bedroom
Yeah, but
watching Dateline.
still, how would he hear that from outside the building?
Maybe if the bedroom door is open and it's a small apartment.
I don't
I
know.
could-
Second floor,
mean-
maybe.
Oh, from
Probably not,
out. Oh, from not from like the
Outside,
door
yeah.
inside. Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
she didn't throw the
know.
keys outside, so he couldn't get
Yeah.
up to the building.
Oh my gosh, weird.
All right. I was worried my neighbors would get upset with the loud banging and yelling, so I opened the door. I asked him why he came since I told him not to. He said he was in the neighborhood. Then he started trying to have sex with me. I was too afraid of him to stop him. While we were having sex, he asked me, "How does it make you feel to know I'm sleeping with a tall blonde girl?" What?
Wait,
She's the
what?
Yeah, she's the complete opposite of you physically. I told him I didn't care. Then he said, "Doesn't that make you jealous?" I like to see you jealous. It's a turn on. That never happened. There's
Wait,
No,
no
we
way that-
all. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, isn't this the same thing she did with Clayton? She's like, "Oh, Clayton said he likes blondes, and I'm the opposite of his type."
She's
And
obsessed with blondes.
she has the same playbook every time. The patterns just happen over and over again.
And we know she loves to call the police. She like there are, I can't even tell you how many calls that came from that building that she
Oh
lived
my
in
God.
San Francisco, and calling the police on neighbors and crazy stuff.
Right.
Anyway,
For
so
what?
why would
Not just guys she's trying to date.
they're just people being too there's some things I can't say, but some of them were for people being too loud, like noisy, having parties, like complaints, like noise complaints, or I don't know, something was left in the hallway and she'll like literally call the police about that. Like it's
Retaliation.
yes,
great.
yes, exactly. So there's no way if Mike came banging on this abusive boyfriend came banging on the door that she wasn't calling the police.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
That makes total sense. So I think it would be like I'm like it sucks that no one ever said like, hey, by the way, that's not the person who should be living in that apartment. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if her
right.
neighbors knew or whatever, but
No, her sister had been there for I don't know how long, but a while before she moved in.
I'm sharing this tab that you wanted me to share. Hang on.
Oh, thank you.
Or
Yeah,
do you
I
need
guess.
to skip around in it? If so, I can tell you how to share it.
No,
Years.
I mean you can. It's long, but the whole thing is her interviewing with this woman, so you can
Okay.
watch the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Talking about my book, A Radical Awakening.
Actually, might be 4 minutes in or something because she does an introduction.
Okay.
Or maybe 7 minutes in. I can't remember.
Oh my God. Wait, where? Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
There, that's perfect.
Can you please request me? I'm requesting you, Laura. No worries.
I don't know. Requesting Laura could be dangerous.
Oh my God, I am so sorry. I don't know why all of a sudden my computer did not work.
Hi,
But
Laura.
Here I am. Hey, how are you?
Good. So this is Laura Owens, and Laura and her mom invited me to their podcast called Nobody Told Me. And then I just clicked with Laura, and Laura told me a little bit about how she just came out of an abusive relationship and how somebody on a plane next to her sent her a warning. So Laura, first tell us who you are, what you do, and what happened on that plane ride. What kind of relationship were you in? Because so many women are going to hear this and realize that they may be needing help. So tell us.
Exactly. I totally agree. So my name is Laura Owens, and like Dr. Shafali said, I have a podcast, Nobody Told Me, with my mom. And a lot of that was started because of this abusive relationship that I was in. And I was desperately seeking the answers to why this was happening to me and why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And so it was really helpful to have experts who were able to, kind of explain things. It was like a big therapy session for me, but hopefully it helped other people as well. And when I started the show, I definitely did not say anything about this abusive relationship.
Is that true?
I don't know. I haven't listened to any episodes of that podcast.
It's like you got LASIK surgery. It was just a major.
That's not what I
surgery.
wanted to hear.
It is-
Go away, Jenny.
Yeah, but
Taylor Swift,
Okay.
save us. Save us, Taylor.
I'm seeing a lot of people on the comments saying I'm triggered. Oh, not this interview. So we won't play any more of that right now. I will watch that later because
but I think
haven't
that's the
seen
one
that.
in which she mentions the guy that another guy we're not naming yet.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And also that video, we can like clip that little part later and I'll like post it or something. But she was just probably just scream texting her current one night stand victim, and that's why her hair is messed up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
I may or may not be sideways on my desk.
Linda, I just got your message on Venmo. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Let me see. I'm going to share this screen again. That just threw us all off, I think. Okay. So We just read that part, right? Yep. Okay. Read the part where she's claiming that he came to her house, blah, blah, blah. And that was in, she said, November 2017. And she said the seafood or the Maybeck's restaurant thing had it happened in October 2017. Okay. So October 20th, she's saying, see you in Pete's. So obviously she doesn't have a problem with him if she's wanting to meet up. And also saying, I miss you.
Like the coffee place?
I've never heard of that.
I know it is a coffee place, like a Starbucks.
I don't think it would. I mean, based on the time, it would have been what 5:30 p.m.
I can't tell UTC time. I don't.
It's 7-hour difference from
7, like
from
plus
PC
7 or
PST.
minus 7.
Espresso shots at
minus
happy hour.
7.
Let's do it.
-7. Right. Coffee shots. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this? This is in November. She's gonna look at a unit when she comes back next week. The landlady's mom had a heart attack on Thanksgiving, so she couldn't leave and couldn't show it. She had to leave and couldn't show it. What is that related to?
Oh, that looks like it's the end of the report. Oh, I think that like she claimed that there were more texts sent after this date, the 26th.
Yeah.
Like sent on the 28th. Now, the thing is that Mike's laptop was maybe not hooked up to internet after November 26th because he had like gotten a new computer. I believe from something, I think Dave maybe had said it in a video, and that he hadn't turned that computer on for like a really long time or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And so like I was thinking maybe his like iCloud hadn't backed up to the computer after this date, but he would have had to have gotten a new computer on the 26th, 27th, or 28th. So I mean, I have no idea if he did or not. But otherwise, if he didn't, then the texts that she said, like that you were looking at right now, then those are fabricated because they're not in the it looks like they're not in the report if it's like ending on the 26th. That's what I take on this page.
Okay. In your building and others, that's where it ends. Okay, yeah, I see it.
Wait, who said it? Who said that? He said that. So then
okay, allegedly he says, and this is not included in the report,
Right.
on November 28th, saw you and your fam at the Mama Sushi spot last night. Did you like it? She says, yeah, where were you? And he says, I was in the bar in the corner. I saw you all when you were walking out. We were just being served. What did you think of it? And they're just talking about the restaurants. Since you all didn't look around, we will never know. That's the second time in like 3 months that I've seen you all, but you walk right past. Huh.
Is this her like, oh, he's stalking me?
That's what when I was reading this, that's what I thought it might be, like her like little bit of evidence of stalking, which like is probably fabricated.
I went to a restaurant, stalking the world. What the heck? Even if it's true, it doesn't rise to the level of stalking for me.
What would
And
rise
also,
to the
like-
level of stalking for you, Bruce? What would
I
get us
don't
there?
know, but this doesn't do it.
Would like
We're not there
contacting
yet.
someone from 13 different phone numbers when they try to block you, would that possibly rise to the level of stalking?
Ooh, that might do it. It's a good example.
500 messages,
Maybe, yeah.
Is that all? 500? Okay.
Maybe.
RJ says she supposedly still had access to his location tracking on his phone, maybe Snapchat. That's what he said in his interview with Megan Fox. He thinks that she was using Snapchat location to like track him.
Oh yeah.
There was also someplace, I don't remember where it was. He said that he was at a party, or like he was going to go to a party, and a friend texted and said like, hey, that girl you were dating is here. So I think like she saw, maybe this doesn't have to do with Snapchat, but I think maybe she saw on Facebook that he like said he was attending the party because and so he ended up not going to the party.
Damn, that sucks.
But it was like it's the opposite thing, like where she was stalking him. She was waiting outside these restaurants. She was going at this party hoping to see him, to say that he was stalking her there, you know.
Yeah.
Scary.
Did she? I wonder if did she show up at the party then? Did anybody tell him?
He was at the party, and the friend
She was there.
texted,
Okay. I
yeah,
thought
like,
you-
hey, that girl you dated is here.
Oh, okay. I thought you said she just like was going to go to the party. Okay, I gotcha.
No, he
so
said on Facebook he was gonna go, and then she actually showed up before he got there.
I got it now. So that's pretty creepy. I wonder if did she get like, I don't know. We have any way to know this, but I'm like, I wonder if she got really upset and like that he didn't show up, and then just like tried to bombard him with messages, but maybe he was blocked her by that point. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. If he ever like blocked her, because I mean, probably eventually he did, but I wonder like when he actually blocked her phone number and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. On January 6th, 2018, I decided to contact Callie, and Callie is Mike's ex. I sent her a message telling her that I would have given anything for someone to reach out to me before I got deeply involved with him. I told her about the red flags that I should have paid closer attention to, such as Mr. Marraccini's lies about his career and prior romantic endeavors. I wrote that he became physically abusive about 6 months into our relationship, and I simply don't want someone else to be hurt by him. I told her about and attached a picture of the note from the WoW Airlines passenger. I also wrote, regardless of if you do anything with the information I shared with you, I would beg you not to share it with Mike or bring up my name, as he truly scares me. Okay. So
this is so classic. She tells people, only talk to me. Don't talk to anybody else. Just talk to me.
The 6 months timeline also is like conflicting with her other timelines, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure in somewhere over in the beginning of this document, she had given a different timeline. So,
well, I know a little bit about this part. I can confirm that these Facebook messages are legit. These were sent from Laura, and these were sent from the ex-girlfriend. So like, whatever response we see from this ex-girlfriend, like it's all legit.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. What to do if falsely accused? So she sent the ex-girlfriend sent to Mike this like thing about what to do if you're falsely accused. So obviously she doesn't think that Laura's telling the truth, or at least she's questioning it. You know what I mean? I quickly looked at her Facebook page, and she still has this up of you two. It goes against her timeline of abuse. And then here's a post from her Facebook page that obviously I can't like see it really, but okay, what date does that say? Let me check one sec. You can kind of see it. It says just say February something.
Oh my god, I just tried to zoom in and like my computer went insane.
Yeah.
February 2017, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but it's too blurry here now.
I see you'll enhance that, but you won't enhance the sex toys. I see how it is.
No, I won't. No, I will not.
It says February 13th, 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
February 2017.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the message that she sent to the ex-girlfriend. It says, "Hi, ever since I saw you with Mike, I have really struggled a lot with whether or not to reach out to you. I have no idea what your relationship status is with him, but I saw him with you last night while I was having dinner at Mama Noko with a friend and figured you were probably still seeing him." This is creepy.
The
Not
friend
one
is
part of me-
the friend is Joni, based on the
Joni.
declarations that people
Okay.
submitted. Mhm.
Gotcha. Not one part of me is sure if I'm doing the right thing by sending you this. Don't do it. But I would have given anything for someone to reach out to me before I got deeply involved with him. I'm sure he has told you horror stories about me, just like he shared with me about his exes. He came on like Prince Charming, and I was crazy about him, but over time I started to realize he wasn't the guy I thought he was. He told my family elaborate stories about his life, like how he had dated one of the female stars from Modern Family, but didn't remember which one, and that he had dated Aaron Rodgers' sister, who I googled and does not exist, and how he had been the VP at multiple Fortune 500 companies. I'm attaching the radio tryout tape of him saying that. Go to
I just want to
2:30.
interject there.
Yeah.
His claim in Megan's interview was that he was told by Jan and kind of by Ron, but really by Jan, to say that to sound like he knew more. But like
Mhm.
like that, you know, that he had a whatever, that people would respect him more, like hearing him on the radio show, like, oh, I've done this and I've done that, and they'll be like,
Mhm.
oh wow, what an accomplished guy.
Yeah.
So he claims he never he himself never like claimed that. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's just like an acting reel,
Mm-hmm.
like where you'd be like, "Hey, I'm the Prince of Moldovia."
What?
I don't know. Like you could just to go through the voice part of it.
That's like the first line on my resume, Bruce.
Yeah, you know, it's like an audition tape. Hey, I'm Han Solo. You know, like whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Have you made one of these, Bruce?
No, but I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen Dave do them. Like you do weird stuff.
You do weird stuff like we do weird stuff, or Dave does
No.
weird stuff? Does Dave do weird stuff?
When you make these audition tapes, you do weird stuff. Like Dave is like, what do my neighbors think when he was in LA? You know, like he's making audition tapes with Tasha and stuff. And he's like, I think my neighbors must think I'm crazy. So this is like nothing. It's Fortune 500 thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. He also told me when we started to date that he loved dogs more than anything. But when I rescued a physically impaired senior dog from Muttville, he told me he thought my dog was gross and ugly, refused to touch him, and repeatedly stated he wanted to punt him every time he came to his
What the
feet.
fuck? Justice for buttons. Come on.
I remember she wrote that in one of her declarations, and then like we read the text, and there was nothing like that. But
Yeah. And also,
exactly.
like, I don't know if it was on Megan's interview or I read it somewhere else. I don't know, that he said that he said that Buttons was the size of a football, and then that you could punt him because he was like the size of a football, like kind of as a joke. Not kind of, but like 100% a joke. And
Yeah.
then like she turned that into like, oh, this happened, or like he said he wanted to punt him.
yeah. Oh man.
Also, I'm assuming Buttons is a boy. I actually don't know.
I think
I
Buttons
actually
a
don't
boy?
know either.
Buttons the dog is a boy. Yeah.
Button says I've been summoned.
I mean, now we have our buttons.
Yeah.
That should be a sub on Reddit. Our button.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, thank you for the 10. I bought that Mary Ruth's multi-mineral nighttime liquid to help relax and sleep. Clayton was selling on his IG as his hard launch with a discount code. It's gross. Maybe LO needs it.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I feel like after seeing this, I'm gonna have to like find the competitor for Mary Ruth and like, you know what I mean?
Mary Lincoln's.
For them. Mary Lincoln's, yes.
Well, Dave has also had a bunch of CBD companies as his sponsor over now
Oh, really?
and then. So
That's cool.
yeah, and he may have another one coming up. So keep an eye out for that.
I will. All right, let's see.
But we digress. Okay.
Yeah.
Gross and ugly and refused to touch him. Yeah, repeatedly said he wanted to punt him every time he came to his feet.
Poor Button.
Okay.
Come on.
So I definitely shouldn't have stayed. Okay, after all this, but I couldn't come to terms with the fact that this was truly him. However, his words aren't what compelled me to write you. It was this. He became physically abusive about 6 months into our relationship, and I simply don't want someone else to be hurt by him. When he and I were on a plane to Iceland and he got up to use the restroom, the lady in the seat in front of me slipped me a note on a napkin about the way he was treating me, and it truly stunned me. I'm attaching it. At first, I thought it was bizarre of her to give it, but it turned out to be life-changing for me. It opened up my eyes to his bullying, manipulation, and outright cruelness. And her warning to me is exactly what I wanted to pass on to you. You certainly don't have to do anything with this information, but I wish I had taken her words to heart earlier, because things definitely didn't improve as time went on. I reached out to her a couple months ago after we broke up, and she said that the way he acted towards me on the plane has haunted her since she saw it. Was that lady on LSD? Like, what's going on here? And it was way worse behind the scenes. If that's haunting you, like, dude. Okay. So
Behind the scenes, what the fuck does that even mean?
she's saying that his abuse was way worse behind the scenes, I think.
Like not in front of people, I
like
guess.
yeah, like not in front of
Well,
people.
she's turning it around again. So like when she broke his dick with her hot honey lube.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so she's like talking about how it opened her eyes to his bullying, manipulation, and stuff like that. But like during the trip to Iceland, after the trip to Iceland, and like beyond that, there were these texts about how he's such a great guy and how much she loves him and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, I can't remember specifics, but if I go back into the text, I'm sure I can find some. But she's like talking about basically like what an amazing man he is, and like she's saying that this opened her eyes to how terrible he was. Like that doesn't add up at all.
No.
No, not at all.
Regardless of if you do anything with the information I shared with you, I would beg you not to share it with Mike or bring up my name, as he truly scares me at this point. She would love for her to bring up her name. She would love that. I pray that he has not been abusive with you and never is. If someone sent this to me when we were first starting to date, I would definitely think they were nuts. Well,
Oh boy.
but a few months into it, I would have wished I'd taken their advice to heart. I know you don't know me at all, but I hope the attachments, what, a napkin, can be proof to you that I'm not coming up with this. I never ever want to speak or see the man again. Okay, well, in this last case, you did try to talk to him on the phone. You tried to get him to talk to
Yeah.
you, so I doubt that. I never ever want to speak to or see the man again, let alone get back with him, so getting back with him is most certainly not my intention. I just want to try to help someone else from getting hurt. If you want to talk with me, I'm happy to grab coffee and chat. Regardless, I wish you all the best.
All the
Laura.
best.
Oh God.
I'm guessing this is the radio sample. Here's the napkin, the poorly informed napkin note. Hold on, what am I looking at here? Give me 1 second. Okay, so then Laura, okay, she accepted Laura's request. She says, "Hi, Laura," and this is the ex-girlfriend talking, Mike's ex-girlfriend, who was dating him at the time. Thanks for your email, and thank you for sharing your experience with me. I'll definitely take this into consideration and appreciate you reaching out. Wish you well. Wish you well. That's like Kmart, all the best. Bruce, you want to read this next one?
All right, where are we?
We're here on this message.
Second column.
Yeah.
Sure. Feel free to reach out to me at this address if you have any questions. There were two other things I wanted to add. First of all, the physical abuse got to the point where in the last month of our relationship, he tried to suffocate me with a pillow on almost 3 occasions and almost succeeded the second time. It completely traumatized me. Finally, I spent more than $30,000 on him in 2017 after he lost his job between paying his rent, sponsoring his family, which they asked me to do after his stepfather passed away, taking him out to eat every night, and taking him on trips. He never picked up a check after the initial period we were dating. Definitely my fault for allowing him to manipulate me this way, but I hope he doesn't do this to you. I'm sure this is way more info than you wanted, but I truly felt the need to...
Hold on, let me see. Maybe it's down.
Protect someone. Got it.
Oh, no, don't scroll down. Protect someone else from what I went through. My family knew about the physical abuse and always got a creepy, phony vibe from him. My dad says he's sure he's going to end up being the star of a Dateline. Oh, Dateline again. Dateline episode at some point in his lifetime.
So he said this on the Megan interview too, that at the hearing, I think it was it was either the, I don't know which one it was, the renewal hearing or the like initial hearing to get this RO. Anyway, that Ron said, like, I'm worried he's gonna like end up, on or I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up on a Dateline episode one day for killing someone.
What?
Is that why she wants to watch Dateline with him so much?
Right?
What the heck?
Setting the stage.
Okay. That's all. I wish you nothing but the best. All the best.
Oh no, he don't. Okay, keep going.
I really wish you hadn't told him, as I just oh geez. So this lady didn't even reply, and now we've got a new thing. I really wish you hadn't told him, as I just ran into him and his sister on the street, and they went ballistic on me. I'll stay out of this. Everything I said to you is true. And the fact that he is denying everything when I have so much evidence is insane. I've never reached out to anyone my ex was dating and truly was trying to do what I thought was the right thing to do. But I guess it wasn't. I'm getting a restraining, where are we? A restraining order?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the.
I'm
just
getting a
ordered, right? Yeah.
restraining order against him first thing in the morning. Best of luck to you. And again, I'm sorry to have intervened. I clearly didn't do the right thing, but my heart was definitely in the right place.
Because Mike claims in his declaration, or like, no, not Mike, his sister claims in the declaration that, like, I don't know, I think, or maybe Laura claims in her declaration, someone claims in a declaration, goddammit, that that the the Facebook messaging of this ex-girlfriend was brought up. And so that's how Laura knew that Mike knew that she messaged the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
the interaction between Mike's sister and him on the street with Laura.
hmm
Does that make sense?
I think so. Yeah. Let me see. Where we're at. Somebody sent me these. Hang on. Somebody sent me these images
wild.
from like their trip to Iceland. I'm assuming that Mike must have taken these pictures. 1 second. So there's like her with the dogs.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
She looks like she's having a good time. Like, doesn't strike me as someone who's abused the way she said she was. You can tell there are no signs of that on her face.
Getting spanked 40 times.
Yeah, well,
And bloodshot eyes from.
yeah. I've not seen any bloodshot eyes.
Mm.
Wow.
And then this one, I guess, is they were like in
Oh.
the. What is this called? It's not an ocean. What
The
is it?
Blue
Oh,
Lagoon?
those are those
Isn't that the Blue Lagoon in Iceland?
Blue Lagoon.
Okay, I've never been there, so.
Well, I think
have
that's
no
where
idea.
she said she would, like, he tried to drown her twice.
Oh, okay, like in public.
I mean, I've never been there, so I don't know if like they ever closed it down for like people to go like alone, but I don't know.
I'm just
Also,
saying no.
that's like two things. So she claimed, oh, he tried to drown me in this pool. And then she says he tried to suffocate me with the pillow. I've seen both of these human beings. If he
Mhm.
really wanted to kill her, he would have killed her.
Right.
So this is all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Okay.
Wow. That was crazy to see.
The picture of her smiling with the dogs is like something else. She looks like she's having a pretty good trip.
Yeah.
hmm
God.
Well, she uses that in her TED Talk, TEDx
Of course.
Talk. She says, oh, I had some good photos, but then I was really in the hospital,
Mm,
which we come to find out isn't true.
right.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he has any pictures of her like during that time frame of when exactly on those days where she says that. You know what I mean? Like to
Mhm.
compare to the one we just saw,
Yeah.
where you could see on her face that there's nothing like not what she's saying. That
Yeah.
would be kind of. I mean, that would be kind of slam dunk. But
Yeah.
where are we at? Okay. The next day, I was afraid to leave my house. I didn't know what to do, so I contacted the sheriff and asked for help figuring out how to get a restraining order. I also spoke with someone from the district attorney's office that day. They asked if I wanted to file criminal charges, but I said no. Okay. On January 9th, 2018, I filed a request for a domestic violence restraining order. On January 10th, the court granted me a TRO. Okay. And then this is like some excerpt from her Desasme interview
hmm
saying, so one night after this had happened, okay, so what was the evening of Sunday, January 7th? I don't remember that. Oh, this is January. Okay, so that was when they ran into the sister, I guess.
Yeah. I think so. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
hmm
Right.
Yeah.
I thought I've had enough. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end this right now. I'm gonna go to the police station, and they're gonna just say to me, "Oh my God, thank God you came for help. You know, we've got this." So I went to the police station. I'm just bawling. I mean, I look like a shadow of myself. And when I went up to the police originally, it was like, okay, you know, you're gonna have to wait for a bit. I'm waiting. An hour and a half goes by. I go up to the front and I'm like, hey, is somebody coming out soon? Finally, a junior officer comes out and he's like, hey, you know, I just read your story and, you know, it just kind of sounds like he's an asshole. So do you want me to drive you home? And I said, but wait, I need whatever this temporary order is that you can issue. Can I please have that? And he's like, well, it's the weekend and that's pretty difficult to get. So, maybe just wait till Monday and try to go to the courthouse and get an order or something. Well, the police can't just declare it and like give you a piece of paper. You know what I mean? That's not how that works.
Yeah, you can't get a restraining order from the police, even the senior police, let alone the
Right.
junior police.
And
Oh my
also,
gosh.
but she claims in the declaration that she contacted them.
Hmm.
So what is that? I mean, that doesn't. She was afraid to leave her house, so it sounds like she called them,
Right.
right? But in this interview, it sounds like she went to the police station, not that she
Yep.
was so like afraid to leave her house.
Yep. So that's a contradiction.
Yeah.
And she makes it sound like waiting an hour and a half is a big deal or something.
And also this, like, I just read your story. What did she write
story?
something down and like give it to them when she
Yeah.
got there? She doesn't claim she like wrote anything down.
Ugh.
So where did they read her story?
I don't know.
So
Whole
maybe
thing's real sketch.
it does. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's weird.
Okay. Why I want a restraining order, she writes here. I genuinely think Mr. Marraccini wants to kill me. Given that he has strangled and choked me, I know that he is capable of inflicting lethal violence. There is a deep hatred that he exudes towards me, and I am afraid for my life. He has said to me in the past that if I ended up dead, he knew he would be blamed. Okay. His hair-triggered temper horrifies me. Okay. Well, that's a little bit of projection there, because every time he says something like, no, I'm not your boyfriend, she freaks the fuck out.
Right.
But okay. I'm afraid that if I encounter him alone, he will lose control and harm me. I do not want to live in constant fear of him and hope that a restraining order will send a message to Mr. Marraccini to stay away from me. I want to move on with my life.
So does he. So
Right.
drop the shit and move on with your life. Don't renew
Mhm.
the restraining order. Like, go find another fucking hobby.
Or, like, don't ask to talk to him on the phone, also.
Right. I mean, the thing, I know, sorry, I'm digressing, but like, it's just like after being abused as someone who's been abused, you don't fucking ever want to even see that person's face ever again. And if you have to, like, it's very traumatic. And
Right.
remember, she could have requested for him and Greg Gillespie to sit outside the courtroom during that June 10th hearing. And
Yeah.
she didn't. And she
Mhm.
didn't. She wanted to see them there. She wanted to look at them. She wanted to see them. She
Yeah.
wanted to have some type of whatever, like, sick, messed up control that is over them to see them in that room. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Mike,
I'll step off my soapbox now.
yeah, Mike and his wife sat behind me. I think it was his wife that was sitting there with him. Mike and his wife sat behind me the whole time, and he was like restrained the whole time, like totally, calm. So like, I don't know. I think she was probably expecting him to have some sort of like blow up or something, especially when she lied on the stand. And I don't think that she got what she wanted.
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. Let me see here. I was afraid to walk down my street alone because I felt like he was stalking me. Starting in December 2017, I had my parents or friends. Okay. I had my parents or friends pick me up or drop me off at my front door, or would take Uber or Lyft everywhere, even to go a couple blocks. Even though he does not live in my neighborhood and had told me he was moving to Sacramento, I saw him at least 10 times within a 2-block radius of my apartment between December 2017 and the end of January 2018. On December 2017, I posted on Instagram that I was going to dinner at Mamanoko. An hour or so later, Mr. Marraccini showed up at there while I was having dinner with my mother. He walked inside and came directly to our table. It was with a tall blonde woman whom he introduced as Kelly. He lingered at the table for a minute or so before sitting down at the table next to us, although there were plenty of open tables elsewhere. The waitress probably sat them, right?
That's
the
what
Right.
Mike says.
Yeah.
And also,
yeah.
Mike says that Laura introduced herself and asked who these people were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
It's completely backwards.
Mm-hmm.
This made my mother and me so uncomfortable that we left. Okay, they were probably just done with dinner, but okay.
And that's what Mike said too, is that they were just finishing up their meals in the Megan interview.
Also, doesn't she Uber or Lyft or get a ride anyway? Not because of him? Like, isn't that just her normal
Right.
mode of
And I
transportation
think this
anyway?
place was like 2 blocks away from her fucking
Yeah.
apartment.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So why would you need a rideshare service? Unless
Wow.
she was working for them and drove her mom home.
I don't know. I think it might be an unrelated anecdote.
Yeah.
Like she's just trying to play
Jennifer-
up that she takes Lyft everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer, I got your message on Venmo. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Where were we at? After meeting Callie, I started thinking about how terrible I would feel if Mr. Marraccini hurt her, and I did nothing to warn her of his capacity for violence. I wish I had known how abusive Mr. Marraccini was before I fell for him, and I considered telling her about my experiences. There's a lot of like emotional language in her stuff, like maybe not necessarily right here, but there's like a little peek of it right there. Where before I fell for him, you know what I mean? Like, dude, stop. The next day, Mr. Marraccini contacted me and asked me to make dinner. I said no. He got upset that I turned him down, and we got into an argument. I confronted him about his lies and the physical abuse. He did not deny choking or smothering me with a pillow. What? Okay.
I didn't ask him about it, and he didn't deny it.
Right? Yeah, like
And this is supposedly in December? Okay. Wait, that after he was with Callie? He asked her to make dinner? I doubt it. I doubt it.
No way.
One Thursday in mid or late December 2017, my parents were crossing the street to meet me at Amici's in the Marina.
I
A
also want to
restaurant-
say too, like, sorry, the Marina
Go
is
ahead.
like I think even Mike said it. From what I know about it, it's a very small area, so you do run into like a lot of the same people a lot of the time.
Mhm.
So it's like maybe contained within like 4 blocks of like apartments and restaurants. So it would not be out of the ordinary to run into someone like
yeah.
at a place.
Okay. Mr. Marriage. Oh wait, no, I skipped some. A restaurant that I regularly go to with them and had been to several times with Mr. Marraccini. He tried to stop my parents as they were walking, but they didn't engage with him. While we were eating, he walked by the restaurant window 3 times and stared at us. Isn't that the other way around?
Lies. And they did engage.
A few days after this, I was at Amici's again. Mr. Marraccini walked by the restaurant and peered inside the restaurant as he passed. He made eye contact with me. About 10 minutes later, he walked by and stared at me a second time. Okay. I've been going to Barry's boot camp, a gym,
Oh
around the
boy.
corner from my house daily since before we started dating. Throughout our relationship, he made fun of me for going. Okay. Then in December 2017, Mr. Marraccini joined that gym, even though he does not live in the neighborhood. I think we're going to see something over here that's going to contradict that. But okay. On January 5th, 2018, I was at Mama Noko with my friend Joan O'Neill. We were sitting by the window having dinner when I saw Mr. Marraccini walking towards the restaurant with a blonde woman. Not the blonde woman again.
Oh, so many blonde women.
They stopped directly in front of our table outside the restaurant window, and Mr. Marraccini stared at us.
My God.
This is like not believable at all. I'm sorry.
No.
I can't. I was
And
afraid
like,
to
what do
look
you
at
do?
him.
Like, if he was doing that, like, what are you're just looking in a window? Like,
Right.
And
Also, what if it had been like raining out and you're like, oh, it's busy and are there any seats? And you're just like, like wipe the window off and like try to see.
oh,
You know what? Like even something like that. Like,
yeah,
Like,
who
well,
knows?
most
Yeah.
restaurants have like bushes and stuff in front of the windows too. So like, or decorations of some sort. So like, what are we saying that this man multiple times just like walked over the shrubbery and the stuff to look at you inside the window? Like what?
I just don't believe any of this. It sounds like a movie script or
No.
something.
and he obviously like throughout the text did not have feelings of like, he didn't have any obsession with her. He liked her. He claims that he liked her, but he wasn't in love and he was just fine with things being the way they were. And she's the one always pushing for love. I want you to say you love me. I want you to say you're my boyfriend. I want you to say I'm wifey material and I'll pay for your mom's house or whatever that was. Like,
Mm.
Oh yeah,
like it's there's no evidence
plane
whatsoever.
tickets, fake watch,
Yeah,
trips to Sedona.
that he's not proposing. She's proposing all of it. She's getting
Yeah.
all of it.
Hold on, guys.
I'm passionate about this, guys.
I know. I can tell. That's a good
It's
thing, though.
infuriating, really.
It is.
The more we
Okay.
read, it's just
So
so much.
Mamonokos, San Francisco.
Oh, someone Angel said, or he was looking to make sure she wasn't there.
Oh,
That's
that's
a good point.
Yeah.
we're not going in there because she's in there. That's I could believe that.
hmm
It's just infuriating. I mean, I just got off an hour and a half with Heinz and Brad talking about the Greg case, and now we're reading this, and there's so many parallels.
hmm
It's just
Yeah.
infuriating.
Hold on. Okay, so in looking at this, you can see like the front doors.
Oh, we're
Have
doing
this,
some
like,
research now.
Yeah, the front doors have this kind of like blind like thing on
Yeah.
them, right?
It's
So you can't see through those.
pretty tough.
And
Well, you'd have to push your eyes right up to the glass,
Yeah.
probably. There's this window on the right. Okay, I don't
right,
know.
this is it.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
I actually don't want to see the food.
I know.
Well, I want to see the outside of the restaurant.
Show me your building.
Oh,
Can you do a street view? Like a Google Street View?
ooh, angel rolls. Come on.
I mean, I don't know if it looks the same as it did in 2018, but
I want to see more
Yeah.
sushi. Come
probably
on.
pretty similar.
Okay. That is not what I wanted to do. Stop. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up a different image.
Yeah.
I think I got it. Okay. So, yeah, he would have to like go right up there and like look in because these windows aren't clear. And then also you see chairs in front of them. So people were probably sitting in the chairs, or there's chairs there. What is he gonna do? Push them out of the way so he can like peer in like that? Like that's creepy.
Mhm.
Right.
I doubt that he did that. What was the other one? She said she saw him at.
Well, here's
Amici's was another place. I don't know if that's one that she said. I just remember that name.
What was it?
Amici's.
I mean, she's okay.
well, here's the thing. All the other things in this declaration have been refuted with the text messages.
Mhm.
Is that a pizza
So
place?
I don't even care what the restaurant looks like.
I know it's
'Cause
like a
I
he
just don't
said,
have
she
any-
said thing, but
Yeah.
but she's lost all credibility to
Yeah.
me, at least, and I
Mhm.
think to a lot of people.
I'd say most everyone.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know if I'm looking at the right place because this says Amici's East Coast Pizzeria, but
Oh, maybe it's not even open anymore.
maybe not.
These are tough times.
Oh yeah, Amici's right there. A few days later, I was at Amici's again. Mr. Marraccini walked by the restaurant and peered inside.
Hmm. Oh no, this is in San Francisco. Okay. Let me share this real quick.
Just getting some New York pizza in San Francisco, I guess.
Oops, too far. Okay.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I guess this does have like open glass windows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This waterfront area has a lot of restaurants. If
Mm.
that's where they are.
Mhm.
I've been over there.
Well, now that I'm done stalking the restaurants,
Mhm.
go back to. Katie, thank you for the 10. Not a rhetorical question. After this all blows up, can her lawyer have all this dismissed because they claim she has a mental disorder which could lead people down the road to be a pathological liar? No,
Wait.
no.
Have what
First of all,
dismissed?
her like whatever mental health problems she has, they're not debilitating. She's not handicapped to the point that she can't function and can't be held responsibility for her own actions. Also, pathological liars know that lying is wrong. So if you continue to do it, you're breaking the law, then you're doing that as like of your own free will. So you have to face the same consequences as everyone else. So no, this person is not, as I've said a lot of times, she's not like mentally ill to the point where she's handicapped. She is just an asshole. Chris Jenner says, "You've been over there, Bruce. Are you stalking Laura too?"
Oh my gosh. It's the Bay Area. You know, it's like it's tech land. Work in
Oh,
tech.
thank you
I've been
again,
there.
Katie. Appreciate it. Okay.
Sometimes when your second level manager is going to buy dinner at an expensive restaurant, you just go because you're not paying the bill. Let me just put it
Sounds
that
about
way.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we at? So we read the thing about Mamonokos. So director outside the window, blah blah blah. Just walked to the back of the restaurant and stared at us for another 10 minutes. You don't think somebody would have tried
my
to seat
God.
him?
Or been like, "Excuse me, sir, like, what are you staring at?" You know?
That's
Or why
so
wouldn't he have
weird.
told the staff? Like, "This is an ex-boyfriend of mine. He was physically abusive to me. Like, can you please remove him from the restaurant and call the police?"
Yeah.
If you're actually fearful of this person.
He's not a coyote stalking chickens for 20 minutes in a
She says
restaurant.
he
Come on.
entered the restaurant and stood at the hostess stand, which was directly in front of her. But most people, when they enter the restaurant, have to go to the hostess stand.
Right.
So, like, okay. All right. So these texts are gonna refute the gym membership thing, I think. And these are from her. They're in
And this is
gray. Yeah.
October 28th, 2016. So when does
Okay.
she claims he joined in December 2017
Where did I see that before?
Barry's boot camp.
on Thursday in
It's
number
down at the
54.
56. It's down. Yeah.
56. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry.
All right. I just double checked with Barry's about you using my package. A couple can share one, so you're in.
Ayo.
Done.
Hi, I hope you had a good time last night. Can I go ahead and sign us up for the 640 berries on Monday? Not a lot of spots open, but I can get us next to each other if I call back and reserve now. Arms and abs.
Mhm. So again, she's using berries as one of these. Let's go on a trip. Let me get you a watch. Let me take you to
Mhm.
dinner. Let's go to
Mhm.
berries.
Yep.
It's just
And
more
over a
luring.
month before she claims that he joined. So
This is a year and this is 13 months before she claims he joined.
oh, is it? Okay, I was looking at the year wrong. Oh shit.
Yes. Yeah, December 2017 is when she says he joined, like the first time he ever went to Barry's.
Okay, so this is in 2016
And that he
October.
made fun of her for going.
Okay. Signed us up for berries starting Monday and spent half a dinner talking about how incredibly special you are. I can't get over your optimistic attitude for being sick, hotness, sense of adventure, how hard your work is, all of it. I'm such a lucky girl, and I think about it 24/7. Excited for what Tony Robbins has in store for us and for everything else.
It's always
I ju-
Tony Robbins. Come on. I think Laura is stalking Tony Robbins. He needs a protective order.
Oh man. I just see such beautiful things in our future, and they have put a tremendous smile on my face and giving me a hope that I never used to be. Sending love, hugs, and kisses your way. Pa, tell Stephanie hi, and that I can't wait to see her. See you Monday, my love. Remember how appreciated, cared for, and respected you are by me if you start to feel down. XO, 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 XO.
Respected.
Oh, there's more
that's an
XOs,
interesting
Lauren.
word.
Come on.
Here she is saying, "Can you get there by 6:30? We can just have a cozy night in." Oh, so still talking about the gym. They were almost full tomorrow for butt and legs day, so I signed us up for that too.
Jesus, I need to ease back into this.
Yeah.
Is that him making fun of her?
No,
Is that it?
I think he might be kind of adjacently making fun of himself, but no.
Yeah,
not-
exactly.
Yeah, but is
Like,
that why she says he's making fun of her?
Probably.
it's like literally, I have,
'Cause
I
he's like,
looked at-
ha.
I have not seen anything that is him
Yeah.
making fun of her for going
What
to
the
Barry's.
heck?
Which I know, like, these texts aren't like a comprehensive, like, whatever of their relationship. Like, I'm sure they talked in person, they talked on the phone, but
Yeah.
I think that you would see like pieces of like whatever she's claiming in
Mhm.
text messages. In
Well, she's like after they hang out or whatever, or she like seems to text him a lot and say like, "Oh my gosh, we had such a good time. I love you." Blah blah, all this stuff. So like, it's like clearly like this is like so. It's so bad that she was able to get a restraining order because there's so much, and this
Yeah.
is like forensically verified evidence. So
Right.
like, it's so like clearly obvious that like this restraining order is fraudulent, that I don't even have to say in my opinion anymore. Like this is everything, like timestamps, it all lines up, and we know that it's been forensically verified. It was entered into an exhibit in the court, so this is legitimate. Like this is factual evidence that she is a liar,
And it
that
shows so many patterns.
yeah, right.
And
And
let-
that he did not abuse her like the way that she, at least in the way that she said he did. And I don't believe that he abused her at all. But
Yeah.
just like you can definitely say that he did not abuse her the way that she said.
Yeah, and like Bruce is saying, like you can see her patterns from
Mhm.
this to Greg
yeah.
to Clayton. You can see like the shit she tries to pull on each guy, and how it's like developed even over the years.
Also, we see the pattern of how excited she gets for butt day.
Oh God.
Which butt day, Bruce?
All of them.
No.
Tony Rubin's butt day or Jim butt day?
I mean, is there a difference at this point? I don't know.
Starcasm, you stop it right now.
So many X's and O's. So many X's and O's, Star.
Nothing like it. Thank you for the 5. Laura Owens is Gone Girl. She's pure evil. Oh gosh, I love that movie. I should watch it again. Okay. Not that I would want to be in that scenario. Just it's interesting. All right, we're talking more about berries.
He's amped to go on Monday.
Berries.
Wow, sounds like he's making fun of her.
Oh wait, on this it says May 15th, 2017. So this is how many months? 7-8 months before December 2017. Says I'm also going to go cancel my Equinox membership, so you might be seeing me at Barry's quite a bit more, implying like he's going to start going to Barry's, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Let's do
yeah.
some berries and
7
studying.
months before this.
I think I want to pay you to get added to your membership.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any discount codes for berries? Since you've gone on my account before, I wonder if they would give you a new person discount. Want to do berries together? Manana. Okay.
Oh boy.
That's
We
in
have sufficiently
September.
covered berries.
Yeah, for real. In December 2017, I posted on Instagram that I was going to dinner at Mamanoko. We already went over this. I'm not doing that again. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tall blonde woman.
Oh,
And
this
this
is
is
Mike's
from-
recounting of like what
Yeah.
happened
Okay,
to refute
what,
whatever she claimed.
One of you guys want to take this side?
You want to do it, Bruce?
Yeah. Question. So you said you ran, just to clarify, did you say you ran to Laura twice at Mamanoko? Yes. So the first time we ran into her, and we were seated right next to her mother and Laura. And I thought it was a very awkward dialogue. I introduced Laura to Callie because we were literally sitting this distance from one another. And then they sat us at the sushi bar, like literally a couple feet away. And then the second time I went back because she could tell I was just like embarrassed essentially that a girl I was seeing for a while where do we go?
Right down.
Sorry, let me clarify this. I didn't enjoy the first meal that much because the two of them were interacting just made it very awkward. So Callie wanted to make it up to me and go back there again because she would go there all the time with her friends. And so we went back again and we ran into them. I saw Laura and her mom and her dad, and I asked if we could leave. I didn't want to be back in the same restaurant again. Questions. So let's talk about the first time. Okay. All right. When was that? Late 2017? I don't remember. I would say October or November. Which restaurant are we talking about? Mamanoko. We're talking about Mamanoko. And you said that you were there with Callie twice and you ran into Laura there twice, both times. And the first time, I'm trying to understand when the first time was. It was late. So the way it happened,
I think this is it.
we ran into her and it was very awkward interaction. Who was there first? Like you ran into her? Did you walk in and see her there, or did they walk in and see you? They were eating dessert when we walked in. So yeah, you're right. This is the end.
Mhm.
Okay, so you walked in and they were eating dessert, and then what happened? The hostess sat us right next to them. Okay. Were there any other tables available in the restaurant? I mean, the hostess sat us at that location. That's not what I asked. Were there any other tables available in the restaurant? That was the sushi bar was the only spot that was available, and that's where we sat. So I don't recall if there was a miscellaneous table in there. But were you uncomfortable sitting that close to them? Yes, absolutely. But you don't recall whether there was anywhere else in the restaurant to sit. I would assume they sat us there. I mean, I don't remember. I'm going to say that, but I would think if there was another, and Mr. Pollock says speculation.
Miss Pollock.
Oh, sorry, Miss Pollock.
Randy Sue is a woman.
Sorry, it's a
Is
little
it
blurry on
Randy
my
or is it
screen.
Sue?
Both.
The witness. Okay, no, I don't recall. Okay, so okay. So you walked in, you saw them, and you were sat. Did you have any interaction directly with them? Yeah, I introduced Laura and her mother to Callie at the time. Okay. And do you know if this interaction at Mamanoko, the first time you ran into Laura with Callie there, was this before or after the conversation you had with Laura when you said things were done? I think I had the conversation with her really quickly after. So not like I should give you a better timeline. I would say within a week, I gave her the phone call saying that we were done. Okay, so you hadn't actually officially broken up with Laura. Hey, I said we were on and off. So at the time, like we weren't really seeing each other, weren't talking to each other that much, maybe once a week, a couple times a week. We were never seeing each other often. We were both traveling.
And then Laura claims that she was traveling a lot. Remember, she doesn't mention
Oh,
that Michael
yeah.
was traveling a lot.
That's
Yeah.
true. Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so we're going over to here now.
Okay.
Also,
and is
I
there,
wanted to,
is there
can I
a
add
thing
something?
above this or?
It's the same thing. I think. Yeah, it's one of the
Oh,
same
just
things.
like
Ruben.
continued.
And Schnitzel has what?
So I think it may have been in the Megan interview that Mike had told Laura that he was moving,
Yeah, I remember that.
but that wasn't true. And so when she saw him at this restaurant with this new girlfriend, Laura was stunned to see not only like he was with this beautiful blonde, who she seems to have like obsessions with these blondes, but he was in town. So
Mm-hmm.
just to give a little
Hmm.
context to that whole interaction.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking awkward.
Oh boy. All right. So here you are on page 100. Oh boy. Question: were you still having sex? Answer: no. Okay. So I want to understand like the timeline here. And I know it's a long time ago. It's hard to remember all these. If you can't, I get that, of course. But had you had sex with Laura, did you have sex with Laura after the first night you ran into her with the tall blonde? No.
Because Laura
Oh.
in her declaration claims that they did.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Were you having sex with tall blonde at that point? No. Okay. So you introduced the two of them and then you sat down. You said you were uncomfortable, but did you continue with your meal? They were eating dessert. They were finishing dessert. So they got up within minutes after we sat down. Like I couldn't even tell you. I think they were eating dessert. Yeah. Okay. And now I want dessert. Okay. And prior to this time, you had never run into or seen Laura and her family at Mamanoko prior to this first time with tall blonde? No. And then we got to go to the next column.
I think it starts over here.
Yeah. Before you went to Mamanoko with tall blonde that night, had you seen Laura's Instagram post saying that she was going to go there? No, I have her blocked. But this was before your conversation, you said. This was before your breakup conversation? No, I did not see a post that she was going there. So after that night, when you have had this uncomfortable interaction, what happened between you and Laura? We had the conversation on the phone within the next couple of weeks that I just didn't want to see her anymore. So you only spoke with her. Was that your only interaction with Laura after that night? I mean, we might have texted each other a little bit, but I don't remember what the texts were about. There might have been some communication. So tell me about the next time you ran into
I think
Laura,
she means with
Laura, at Mamanoko. Next time I ran into Laura. I walked in, I saw they were sitting at the exact same table. They did not see me. I asked if we could go to a different restaurant. And did you go to a different restaurant? Yes. Where was the table that they were sitting? Was it facing the street? It's towards the back. Both times they were seated in like a back booth in like the very back of the restaurant. It's a booth. So if like you walk in, the booth's like in the very back. So I don't know how to describe that. But you can see it as soon as you walk in. No, you can't. When we started getting walked to our table, I saw they were sitting back there, and then I didn't want to go any further. So you and your date showed up there, and the hostess started talking to the two of you, the two of us, to a table, and took you to a table in the back. That's when you saw her? Yes. And then what did you do? I asked my date if we could go to another restaurant, and she said yes. Okay.
She said yes, everybody.
She said yes. She said yes. She said yes. Let's get the hell out of here. Since October 2017, have you run into Laura or her parents at Amici's restaurant in the Marina? I ran into her parents crossing the street of Lombard in front of Amici's. And what happened? I gave her dad a hug. Anything else? That was it. Did the two of you talk at all? You just gave him a hug and left? Well, we were crossing the street. So it was night. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit and chat in the middle of the intersection. So I just gave him a hug. I said, I hope all is well. Okay. And I had a witness there for me. It was, I think, Colin Scanlon and my sister as well, Stephanie. They were both with me when I was crossing the street. Okay. And that's the only time you ran into Laura or her parents at Amici's. At Amici's, yes. Well, I was never in Amici's, but that was next to Amici's. Yeah. Did you walk back and forth in front of the restaurant several times while they were having their meal there? No. When did you find out that Laura had contacted Callie? When she showed me in early 2018. So early January 2018. It was over the course of the first couple of weeks of January. Did you know when she contacted her? Yes. It was after she saw us in public. Laura saw Callie when I walking. Where? We were going to the grocery store on Chestnut. Oh, boy. The grocery store, Marina Meats. Oh, those Marina Meats. Maybe it was. Marina Market. I forget the name of it. As we were walking back, it was raining.
Marina Meats. Can I just...
I know, right? And I saw Laura. Well, I didn't. Actually, she noticed it, but she saw Laura sitting in like a high top table in the restaurant of Mamanoko. I was wise. So you didn't see her there at Mamanoko. You said Callie saw her. Callie saw her and pointed it out to me as we were walking. So is that actually a third time that you saw? Well, you asked if I went in the first two times.
On the left, yeah.
Question, no. I asked if you ever saw her there. Answer, okay. So I went into the restaurant twice for food and once when I was walking home on Chestnut Street. So that would be 3 times then. Okay. And you said she contacted Callie after that. Correct. And you estimate that was around, it was in the new year. So it was right after, I mean, it was after January 2nd, before when all this was filed on January 9th or 8th or 9th. So within that week. Okay. And what did Callie tell you? That she was disturbed by what she had just received, like I think anybody else would. What else did she say? That she wanted to talk to me about it. Did you talk about it? Yeah. And we formulated a message to send back to Laura, essentially trying to kill the conversation, not go on any longer. So we wrote like just a very thank you for reaching out. I appreciate it. Something along those lines. So when you say we wrote it, you helped her craft that response. Well, we wanted the conversation to not be carried out because Laura wanted to meet for coffee and she did not want to meet for coffee. So she was the one who wrote it, but she asked what my input was. And I said, I would just say, thank you for reaching out. Okay. So she thought about like, she asked your input before she sent anything back to Laura. Yeah. Okay. Did the two of you talk about anything else, that message and her response to it? Answer, did the two of us talk about the message? Question, did you and Callie discuss anything else? Answer, we just thought it was disturbing that she came up with all that. Question, how did it make you feel? Answer. It made me feel terrible because I thought her conversation, her and I were leaving on a good note.
No, I just want to add to, sorry,
yeah.
that Mike said that the first time he heard Laura claim any of this about him was in these Facebook messages.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is the first time she's going scorched earth on him.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay,
because,
wow.
I think because he said he was moving out of town, and then she sees him in town with a tall blonde.
Not the
Okay.
blonde again. Not a tall blonde.
Okay, so this triggers Laura, and Laura goes scorched earth.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Last conversation. She said she wanted the very best for me. All the best. And I told her the same exact thing. All the best. So to receive that, I felt like out of spite, especially because she saw that I'm speculating here, but she saw us walking in the marina and she saw me post a photo with another girl. Okay, but you don't know that. I mean, it happened the day after I posted a photo. It happened a day or two after I posted the photos when this all came about. So you hadn't blocked her on social media yet then? Oh, I have her blocked on everything, yeah. At
Oh,
this
so it does have a
point,
block, yeah.
when you posted the photo, yeah, which you say was the day before she sent the message, yeah. But you had already blocked Laura on social media? Yes. She has about 7, over 5 accounts, though.
Oh, interesting.
snap.
Okay.
Whoa, breaking news. Okay, what does that mean?
Tag.
Yeah. Answer. She has multiple accounts. So she has 2 accounts for her dog.
Which one? The one that's ugly and he wants to punt? Or?
She has 2 accounts for her horses. She might have an account for each horse. Oh my God, guys, I've never seen this. She has one for Quartet Farms. She has one for herself. She has one for the radio. So did you block all of them? Oh my gosh.
Well, we don't get an answer to that, I guess.
Oh no.
Left on a cliffhanger. Oh, guys.
Oh my
Wow.
I'm not to go into that position and find that answer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That is wild. Someone else needs to take over. More tea. Wow, that's a lot.
Okay, we're talking about Mamonokos again. What? Okay, no, I see now. Okay. In the middle of the night, around 1 a.m., I got a call from the San Francisco Police Department. It told me that Mr. Marraccini had emailed them a copy of the message I had sent to Mr. I'm not going to say that.
Oh, that's
Miss. Sorry, yeah. I can't pronounce that stuff. Nah, it doesn't matter. And asked if I knew why. I said no and told them that he and his sister had accosted me on the street. They questioned me about the domestic violence I alleged in the message and asked if they could come take a report. Wait, but didn't she go to the police station?
Right?
This is complicated.
She said she went to the police station.
But this is very refuted by Mike too. It's it's complicated.
When the police arrived, I explained the circumstances surrounding the message I sent to Miss whatever and the history of Miss Tall Blonde Lady and the history of physical abuse and the stalking. The next day, I was afraid to leave my house. I didn't know what to do, so I contacted the sheriff and asked for help figuring out how to get a restraining order. I also spoke with someone from the district attorney's office that day. They asked if I wanted to file criminal charges, but I said no. On January 9th, I filed a request for a domestic violence restraining order, and then she got the TRO. This is from the DeSasme interview. So one night,
read that, right?
yeah, I think we did. And it's saying she went to the police station. Right? Yep, I went to the police station.
Junior officer threw her under the bus.
There's another lie. Yep. All right. This is talking about the Momonoka thing and the confrontation with the sister again.
Then it looks like there's a starred thing in whatever this is Mike's statement.
Reasons
there we
I do
go.
not agree to the orders requested. Check here if there's not enough space for your answer. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see that before. That's hilarious.
For approximately 8 to 9 months, from April 2016 until March 2017, I was involved in a dating relationship with Petitioner. During that time, Petitioner, wanted a far more committed relationship than I was interested in. The allegations she has made are total fabrication from a young woman who has threatened suicide multiple times, been hospitalized for depression, so she says, but I don't believe that, and been on anxiety depression medications. For the sake of her mental and emotional stability, I tried to work things out with her and have a friendship, but she has been continued to be focused on having a permanent relationship with me, which I do not want. As shown in attachment 1, text between Jan Black, petitioner's mother, and myself, petitioner has suffered from emotional issues that necessitated her placement in an inpatient facility, followed by outpatient treatment and multiple medications. Attachment 2, text messages between Ron Owens, petitioner father, and myself. He also acknowledges petitioner's mental and emotional instability. Mr. Owens, in a text message dated December 2016, told me, please call Laura and promise her anything. She wants to keep her alive, and I promise to help you get out of it as soon as she's safe. Please, now, in all caps. Additionally, the text from petitioner to my sister, attachment 3, in December 2016, show petitioner as a person consumed with her love for me and her desire to make our relationship work. I ended the relationship and wanted to move on with my life. Regarding her specific claims, question 2, I was leaving a restaurant with my sister, which was 300 feet from my sister's apartment. When we were exiting, petitioner was outside and immediately confronted us and called me a liar, rapist, and thief. I asked her to leave me alone and to stay out of my life, but she kept arguing. Following this encounter, she wrote my present girlfriend and made accusations about me. Regarding number 4, since before we dated, petitioner has taken multiple medications to help with depression and anxiety. The text in all the attachments confirmed this. Towards the end of our relationship, petitioner told me she would take horse tranquilizers to calm down.
What?
Yikes.
Oh boy.
What? Do they raise your HCG?
I don't think I don't think Dave Neal has a discount code for those.
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, we already read that part. Okay. Trying to figure out. This is Ace Wasabi.
Did we read Stephanie's this number 9 thing?
Number 9 thing?
At
What
the
is
bottom.
that?
Yeah, just scroll up a little more. A little more.
Up.
Yeah, right there.
This
Ooh,
thing?
I don't remember.
there we go.
Oh, yeah, okay. I, Stephanie, declare and state as follows. On January 8th, 2018, I had dinner with my brother at Ace Wasabi, located at Steiner and Chestnut. We had just left the restaurant, and all of a sudden, we saw Miss Owens walk towards us. She approached us facing north, so blocking us from continuing south on Steiner. Laura was very upset about Michael dating another girl. She continued to yell and scream obscenities at him. At no time did either my brother or myself yell at her. Instead, we told her we wanted her to leave us alone and that she needed help. After that encounter, my brother filed a report with the San Francisco Police Department. Okay. Does that continue, maybe?
I think
No.
that's it. I
Okay.
think that's it.
Scary.
Gotcha. Let's see.
But it
I'm trying
refutes
to-
like what Laura claimed happened.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is just like Mike's recounting of like that night too.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything like really new in there. Hold on. Looked like she was coming from Lombard.
Here's where I saw this. So it says, but my sister was asking her why she would. It's in the first column to the left.
This one?
Yeah, at the bottom. But my sister was asking her why she would send those types of messages to
Oh, okay. Yeah.
then girlfriend. So that's where I'd seen that.
Okay. What else did your sister say? Walk me through that conversation. The one that transpired between you, your sister, and Laura on the street. And he says, we walk out. It's a quick interaction. Walked out. She was standing there. And I asked my sister to cross the street. And Laura, like, she came out, guns blazing. Like, essentially, my sister. I don't know who started the conversation, but I know it got to the point of my sister asked why she would send that. I just said, who cares why she would send that? Let's just keep moving. The whole time, I asked to stop the conversation, and Laura said then, turned to me and said, I thought you moved to Sacramento.
That's it.
And I didn't tell her that I was moving to Sacramento because I didn't want her to keep trying in our relationship. I wanted it to just be over, and so I told her that I was leaving. Had she kept trying in your relationship? He says, well, we've been talking about me moving for a long period of time. And so on the final plug of when I did have a conversation with her on the phone call, the night where I said no more, I said that I was going to be moving to Sacramento within the next few weeks or month. what happened in that conversation. And okay, yeah.
Laura called me a liar. I just said stay out of my life. I don't know why we can't just go apart from one another. And she said, like, essentially, I was just a liar. I told her to stay out of my life. It was that simple.
I was the most silent one of the whole conversation. She just said, his sister just said, why would you write those things to Callie? That's just cruel, and you know none of it happened. The person asked, was Laura upset? I think everybody was upset.
Wow.
Was Laura crying? No. Where did you go after that? To my sister's house. Let me back up. Where, in reference to Laura's house, how far was the interaction on the street? 2 blocks. Okay, where did you go after that? A few blocks further to my sister's house. Asked and answered, bro.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And did you and your sister discuss what had happened? No, they just never spoke about it. Yes. I said that I should file for a restraining order, so I called the cops that night. The cops came and took a report, and I said that I was having a little concern for my safety. Why were you concerned for your safety? Well, she had just written my current girlfriend 3 emails or 3 Facebook messages. I had run into her twice in a matter of days, where I would never run into her. And so I was concerned I was going to be, 1, being followed, 2, that my current or my girlfriend at the time or girl that I was dating was also going to be followed. So I wanted to take down a report, making sure that what was happening was unusual. You running into her within a few blocks of her house, is that what was unusual? What part was unusual? Dick. Her getting mad and upset and writing my current girlfriend multiple messages that were lies and running into her, essentially. I think that is why I made the police report. What did you tell the police? That I had just run into her. Did you provide the police with a copy of the Facebook message? Yes. When were you served with the TRO? Within a week after the whole incident. Okay. And are you aware that it requires you to stay away from Laura's house? Yeah, 100 yards. 100 yards. Have you lived in the Marina? Oops.
No, that's it.
Oh, damn it. Okay. And then this is I'm assuming this is his.
These are from when I read through this, I guess on Tuesday morning. It looks like these are the pictures that Mike took of the police being at his sister's place.
Is that Mike back there?
Oh, it might be. I don't know.
So maybe his sister took it.
It could, yeah, it could be. And that's like apparently the case number, I guess, and the officer who like wrote it down.
Gotcha. Okay. What was it else? That's we finally made it to the end of this document.
We need like a cheering button.
Yeah, there was a couple more things I wanted to look at. Hang on. Saw that. I'm just making sure I got through everything that's on this Google Doc. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good there. So this is Jan's declaration. Hold on. Jan is Laura's mother, for those of you who don't know. For those of you who didn't want to know, I'm sorry.
Elizabeth, whatever you want to call her.
I don't care. All right. All right. Declaration of Owens in support of Jan Owens, Jan Black something. In support of Laura Owens' request for a restraining order. Okay. I'm the mother of petitioner Laura Owens. The first time I met respondent Mike Marraccini was in spring 2016, 1 or 2 months after he and Laura started dating. On that occasion, my husband, Ron Owens, and I had dinner with Laura and Mike at the Battery. My first impression of Mike is that he was polite but calculating. Pardon?
Calculating?
I recall that when I asked Mike about his background, he paused before answering.
Okay.
He did not care enough to be calculating.
His answers seemed well crafted, but it felt they lacked any emotion.
Oh my god.
This is creepy.
Snootzel, do you have up the thing we were just looking at, the other document, or can you pull it up?
I can pull it up. Yeah.
Can you find the text between him and the mother?
Oh, let me look.
If you're able to, if not, it's fine because I know that's a lot.
Just give me a second here.
All right. One morning in or around late May or early June 2016, Laura came over to our house with a black eye. When I asked her what happened, she started crying and explained that Mike had hit her in the middle of the night while she was sleeping.
Which text do you want?
Just anything that might point to her, like saying that he's a good guy or something like that, because I feel like I never got any impression that she didn't like him. You know what I mean? I think most of her texts were about Laura, but
I'll check.
okay. Right. Laura told me she thought Mike was asleep when it happened and said it was probably involuntary. She expressed fear about the idea of sharing a bed with Mike because he had hit her so hard, however deliberate or accidental it may have been. Beginning in late spring or early summer 2016, Mike started joining us for dinner several nights per month. When we go out, he wouldn't talk much. He was polite but seemed detached. Early on, I noticed that he was never very affectionate towards Laura, and he always walked in front of her, which seemed odd to me. Well, like, to be fair, lots of people aren't that affectionate with their partner in front of their parents. So, also, they were always asking him to go to dinner, so of course he joined for several dinners per month. All right. When we were out with him and Laura, Mike would rarely participate in the conversation and would just sit there. He acted cold towards us and showed little emotional engagement. Before, he had at least acted politely. So that was starting in summer 2016? Apparently. Allegedly. I don't believe that, but okay. In June 2016, Laura shared with me that she and Mike were having problems. That's one way to put it, dude.
Oh boy.
She confided in me that Mike would often put her down and that her self-esteem was really being degraded by Mike. But you begged him to give her a chance? Sometime in June 2016, I found out Laura was pregnant. Shortly after finding out, and I went to the Ron and I guess, went to the North Beach restaurant with Mike and Laura. Mike told us in a very calm, cool, and collected tone of voice that he thought Laura was the one for him and that he really saw them having a future together. I didn't get any of that from the actual text messages.
No.
Suspicious.
He told us that he felt like having a child would be irresponsible given how young they were, and the timing wasn't right. He said that he was going to pay for an abortion and was committed to supporting Laura throughout the process. It seemed like Mike was driving the decision for both of them. Okay.
This sounds like the exact opposite of what probably happened.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, we did see the text and stuff where she says, "My decision."
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Committed to support after an abortion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Date me and I'll get an abortion.
Yeah.
Once again.
After she had the abortion, Laura seemed profoundly sad in a way I have never seen before. I doubt that. Every time I saw her after she had been with Mike, she was upset. So why are you begging this man to give her a chance?
Right.
Right.
She cried often and said that she was struggling with feelings of guilt for having had the abortion and that Mike criticized her for this.
And we never saw any evidence of that.
We did see in the text that he confronted her about lying about the pregnancies, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But never you shouldn't feel this way after having an abortion or anything like that.
No, definitely not.
This is almost to the level of the abortion coercion that she went through with Greg Gillespie. This is very similar.
Yes.
She likes to play that one, I guess. I don't know. She kind of built up to it in this one, and then I guess she perfected it and went with it with Greg. So
yeah.
I don't believe a word she says about Greg either, but
no.
One night in late 2016, Laura calls us in the middle of the night. Around 3 a.m., Ron and I were sound asleep. Laura was very upset and crying. She told me that she and Mike had gotten into a fight and he was being horrible to her. She said that Mike was in the bathroom and it seemed like she was trying to keep her voice down. I doubt that. I asked her if she wanted me to come over. Then Mike got on the phone and said to me, to the best of my recollection, "I'm very sorry Laura called you in the middle of the night and disturbed you. I have things under control. I'll calm her down. There's no need for you guys to come over. I'll deal with this." His voice was very cold and unemotional. I was afraid for Laura. But did you go over since you were so afraid? I don't think she did.
And he was like, yeah, right. He was out of town when that happened.
Oh, jeez.
That's awesome. Wait, where was he? And do we know?
I think he was visiting his dying stepfather at the hospital.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. Jesus. Okay. Sometime in or around November 2016, Laura disclosed that she was seeking treatment for depression related to the abortion. I don't think that's what it was related to, but okay. She shared with me that Mike had repeatedly told her that she was sick and needed to be medicated. We saw what he said, And he did suggest that maybe she should get some treatment, but he put it in a way that was very, very like compassionate and empathetic. And he
Yeah.
put it in a way that made it very clear that she was not weird or crazy for needing that. She just, he was really trying to encourage her to do something that would help her. So like this is a really twisted way to put that, but okay. Laura said that he called her crazy and all the time, and that insisted that she be medicated or he would leave her. Okay, so if he's insisting, if something happened to where he was insisting she be medicated or he would leave her, I think that it's more so like you need to see someone, you need to like get yourself healthy and like under control, or I can't do this anymore.
So
So
wouldn't
like
the parents be like, if this man is telling you this, leave
Mhm.
him?
Yeah.
right.
And so then it's like, well, but my daughter decided to stay in the relationship.
Yep.
You know,
Yet
And
Jan
I
is
didn't
always begging them to date her.
right?
I didn't see any text where he called her those things in the
No.
quotes either.
No.
So that's just it's out of nowhere.
On December 9th, Laura called me and sounded very upset. She told me she felt worthless and that she didn't feel like there was a reason for her to live anymore. She said she felt guilt for aborting the baby based on pressure from Mike under the pretense that he cared about her and wanted to have a future with her. She said something along the lines of, "This is it, I just can't do this anymore." Then she hung up the phone. I contacted Mike and told him that I thought Laura was in a vulnerable situation. I told him I didn't know what the status of their relationship was, but I asked him to please answer Laura's call if she tried to contact him. Later that day, I found out Laura went to the hospital, so I went to be there with her.
See,
The
she said she was meeting her parents at the hospital in her
Uh-huh.
declaration.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't believe that she ever
No.
was admitted to the hospital, but okay. The doctors told us that Laura's suicidal feelings may have been triggered by the new antidepressants she had started taking a few weeks prior. So if they
And all
were
that
visiting
gluten.
her, so this is like assuming that anything she said was true, that she was just in the ER, and they went to meet her while she was still in the ER. Like the doctor's not going to tell them that because they don't know. They're not psychiatrists. Okay. I doubt that.
Also,
so.
Jan and both Jan and Ron in the text say that they think that's what's causing this behavior.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now here, Jan is claiming that that's what the doctor said.
It sounds like she was like Googling excuses and like coming up with excuses, like premeditated excuses for like why she was acting like a psycho with him.
You mean calculated?
Yeah. Oh man. Gorilla BFF says, "Hi Teresa, I have a personality disordered sister. They don't have the boundaries normal people do. Yes, be afraid." I mean, I'll say as a general statement, that's true. They definitely don't have, without therapy and like consistent effort on their part, they don't have appropriate boundaries that normal people do. That's correct. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, doctor says that, blah, blah, blah. Wait. They adjusted her medication and she was released within a couple hours. That's a lie. That's a lie. No. If
Within
she
a
was
couple of hours.
well, so if she was, first of all, if she was in the ER still, like she said, she just went to the ER, and she said, contrary to what Mike said, like in her declaration, contrary to what Mike said, I never had inpatient treatment. Her mother is refuting that right now, and also, like she says, that they adjusted her medication. Number one, they don't do that in the ER. We do not do that in the ER. Why? Because you have to monitor somebody if you're going to do that. If they're at a place where they're suicidal, you don't just adjust their medication and be like, go home, I'm sure you'll be fine. And second, like if they adjusted her medication, if she really was admitted to a unit and she was inpatient at a hospital, they're going to watch her overnight. They're going to watch her for a couple of days. They're not going to just let her go in a couple hours. They don't just say, here, take this instead, and then you're good, go. That doesn't happen.
Mhm.
She was so sad about having it that she went on to offer them up in her next two relationships in exchange of dates. Okay. All right. Laura and Mike went to Iceland in late December 2016. Late December 2016. After this happened, so she's like saying this all
Mhm.
happened, and yet they went to Iceland together. Okay.
Yep.
On New Year's Eve 2016, Laura called me and Ron. She was hysterical. She told me Mike was treating her horribly and was being cruel. She said that he was being so terrible to her that another passenger on the flight had passed her a note telling her to get away from him. At some point during our conversation, Mike took the phone
Okay.
from
Oh,
Laura.
wait. Will you hold on a second?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. So Laura has had a bunch of different stories about the napkin note, and like she did show Mike, and he brushed it off. Then she showed Mike, and he ripped the note up. Then she said she was too embarrassed to show her mom or tell her mom or dad about it. And then eventually she finally showed her mom, and that's when her mom emailed Napkin Lady. And now Jan is claiming that on New Year's Eve, Laura called her and told her about the note then and there. So that's even like a fourth or fifth, like different version of events.
It's a
from
whole
Mike's
other story now.
Oh, God. Twisted Life says we need a video of Bruce from Oregon isms. Oh, geez. Oh, boy.
You betcha.
Jules T says no one adjusts meds in the ER for psych. That is 100% correct. That doesn't happen. It's again a liability issue. So she's just making shit up left and right. But so is her mother apparently.
Are we surprised?
No. Let's see. At some point during our conversation, Mike took the phone from Laura. He told us that Laura was just upset and said, "I got this under control." She claimed he said like a little while ago?
Yeah,
Like
right. Yeah,
exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke in a cold, totally emotionless tone. I was afraid for Laura and felt like she was in a very bad situation and that it wasn't good for her to stay with someone who treated her badly and upset her like that. Yet
But
you
really,
encouraged
she
her to
didn't
go.
tell Laura that?
Yeah, but she also encouraged, didn't she encourage Mike to go with Laura?
Right.
So later that day or the following day, Laura sent me a text with a picture of the note written by the passenger on their flight to Iceland.
And that's it. That's also different, where Laura
Mhm.
claims it was like November 2017 or something, where she opened up to her mom.
Wow.
After Laura and Mike came back from Iceland, Laura confided in me that Mike had strangled her while they were having sex. She said that it was really scary. I told Laura, did she tell you the spanking stuff too, Jan?
Right?
I told
Oh,
Laura she
no.
needed to end the relationship. She resisted and said that because Mike promised it wasn't going to happen again, she intended to stay with him and give him a chance to change. Didn't she claim that this kind of thing had happened beforehand? Or like in one version of her story, she claims that it happened beforehand. So the it's not going to happen again thing doesn't track.
Right.
She also shared with me that she had started believing the things Mike was constantly telling her, that she was stupid, that she was worthless, and that nobody else was ever going to want to be with her. Okay. In
I don't
early
think we've ever seen any text messages where he said that, right?
No.
Nope. In
Okay.
early 2017, Mike lost his job, and like we saw in the texts that we read, it was either Tuesday or the day before that. He didn't lose his job, right? He had left that job, I think.
Yeah, he left the job.
Yeah. When this happened, he started coming out to dinners with our family regularly. We also started taking Mike's mother, his sister, and his sister's boyfriend out for dinners. At Mike's suggestion. Nope, we saw that they were like Laura's suggestions and also Jan's
yeah.
suggestions in the
Yep.
text that
Right.
we read. So, nope. Doesn't track.
House of Prime Rib.
Sometime in or around February 2017, Laura called me in the morning to tell me she was sick and needed to go to the hospital. She explained she had been throwing up constantly throughout the night. She told me she was going to St. Mary's Hospital to get checked out and asked me to pick her up at the hospital when she was done. Why wouldn't you drive her there then? When I picked her up, I noticed that she had little red dots on the skin under her eyebrows, on her eyelids, and below her eyes. She looked very worn out. When I asked her what had happened, all she said was that Mike was horrible to her the night before and that she had a bad night.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If just in Jan's defense, if we were to like, I don't believe this. I'll just put that out there. But
Yeah.
do we think that it's possible that Laura could have been telling her, Laura could have texted Mike and said, "Hey, do you want to come to dinner with my parents and me?" Like, just for example. And he said, "Oh, sure." And then Laura said, "Oh, hey, Mike wants to have dinner with you guys tonight." Do you think things like that could have been happening, where she was,
Maybe, but
kind of presenting things in a false way to her mom?
maybe. But it also sounds like Jan had suggested going to dinner. So
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I just want to try to look at both sides,
I think all these things could be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're just building up their own, you know, like it's sort of like when you're talking to someone and they tell you something that you kind of want to hear. You're kind of like, oh yeah, and you just build it up.
Yeah. In or around spring 2017, Laura told me that Mike had strangled her again. I told her it needed to stop and that she needed to get out of the relationship. She said that Mike had apologized to her and promised he wouldn't do it again. She expressed hope that he would change and would treat her like he used to before the abuse started. Well, she kind of claims that, between the mother and her, there was never a like he used to, like they're saying he was cold and emotionless all the time, and this doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I had thought the Iceland incident was an isolated event until Laura shared this with me. And you still, even if it was an isolated event, a mother is not going to really act like that towards a guy who does that to her daughter. But
No.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
She also told me that her self-esteem was so worn down by Mike's abuse that she believed nobody else would want to be with her. She believed that, or he told her that?
Right.
On May 12th, 2017, Laura was taken to a hospital because she had a seizure while on a horse and fell off. Mike's mother and his...
No. Okay, so sorry.
Okay.
So she claims, what is the date of that fucking seizure text? Where Laura says she's cooking in the kitchen and she falls over and gets a big bruise on the back of her head, and she was talking to her mom on the phone and she fell because she had her very first seizure in the kitchen.
Whoops.
Do you mind if we look that up really quick?
In the kitchen. Was that after the Uber accident?
But it was in May, and it may have been on May 12th. I just want to double check the date.
Yeah.
Where do you think I
On a
can find that?
I am gonna try to find it.
Oh yeah, if you can pull it up, I'll show you how to share your screen so that we can look at it.
Well, let me see.
Unless you want me to pull it up, I don't know where it is.
Let's see. It's May 1st. So I don't know anything about May 12th. But the seizure text that she sent Mike saying it was her first seizure was May 1st.
Okay. SF, thank you for the 2. This feels so much like Deb v. Heard. Yeah, a little bit. I never followed that case too closely, to be honest, but I know vaguely like how it went, but I never followed it super closely. Let's see.
I followed that one pretty closely.
Yeah, these cases where you have pretty conflicting stories.
Yeah.
Conflicting testimony all over the place. Yeah.
Okay. Mike's mother and his sister were at the horse show to watch Laura and went to the hospital with us. Is that the date of the video where she fell off the horse, or is that a different date?
I don't remember which date of the ones that I put. I mean, there were 2 that I posted, and one was from May and one was from June.
Okay.
Like
I'm just wondering because she's acknowledging that Mike's mom and sister were at the horse show, so maybe that's
right where the video had come from.
Right.
Yeah.
They called Mike so he could talk with Laura while she was in the hospital. I was standing next to Laura's hospital bed while she was lying there talking to Mike and could hear everything she said to him about what had happened. The next time I talked to Mike, he told me that he had talked with Laura while she was in the hospital after she fell off the horse.
May 10th, by the way. There was no May 12th video. It was May 10th video.
Okay. The conversation I witnessed Laura having, and that she was making no sense and was talking crazy. I had heard what Laura had said. She seemed completely lucid and there was nothing crazy or nonsensical about what she had said. It seemed like Mike was deliberately trying to make Laura look crazy and to convince me and everyone else that she was mentally unstable. This was a red flag and made me very uncomfortable and concerned for Laura. Mike did not come to the hospital to see her. Wasn't he out of town?
He was out of town, and he claimed that Laura got in an ambulance and that his mom and sister were on the way behind the ambulance following her to the hospital. Laura made the ambulance pull over, and she called Mike from the ambulance. And I don't know what was said, but like basically she was like, did not want to go to the hospital. And I'm wondering if it's because like if his mom and sister were in tow, like that she didn't want them to see that she was lying about like that she didn't have epilepsy, for example.
Right. Okay, let's see. And also to her point that she was making, or like she was completely lucid and there's nothing crazy, nonsensical about what she said. So maybe the words she was using and the things she was saying, like maybe they sound like to a layperson, they could sound like she was like actually saying things that were true and like it makes sense. Her story makes sense. But to somebody who's actually involved in the situation and knows that she's kind of distorting reality here, then that is kind of talking crazy and that is making no sense. So even if it seems to make sense on the surface, it doesn't really mean that she's not, like saying things that are kind of wild and untrue.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same thing I said about the lady on the plane. Like some of the things that he said like might have seemed just like awful to the layperson who doesn't understand the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not, doing anything wrong at all.
Yeah.
In June 2017, Mike and Laura were still dating. We treated Mike, his mother, his sister, and his sister's boyfriend at dinner at House of Prime Rib to celebrate
again.
Mike's birthday. After Mike's birthday and throughout the summer, I noticed that Laura was spending less time with him. She expressed to me that she was trying to see less of him in hopes that the relationship would just fizzle in naturally. Well, we've seen multiple times that that's not true, so awkward,
Yeah.
Jan.
That's just wrong.
Awkward.
One Wednesday in October 2017, my husband and I went to dinner with Laura at Maybeck's in the Marina. We often had dinner on Wednesdays at Maybeck's. Not this fucking shit again. Okay. Mike walked in with his sister Stephanie. They sat at a table close to us, and Mike chose a seat that faced Laura. He stared at Laura while we ate dinner. Sure. I thought it was very strange behavior and could see that it made Laura uncomfortable. After the incident at Maybeck's, I decided to reach out to the passenger who wrote the note to Laura on the flight to Iceland. Laura and I talked several times about wanting to thank her for intervening that day since it was an eye-opening experience for Laura. On November 7th, I sent an email to the address listed on the cocktail napkin Laura was given. I explained that I was trying to locate the woman who took the time to write Laura the note and asked if I had the correct email address. The following day, November 8th, I received a response from a woman named Karen Ilmberger saying, "I remember being your beautiful daughter." I sent Miss Ilmberger an email that day explaining that Laura was doing much better since she'd broken things off with Mike. I don't think that's how that happened, but okay.
Who writes
her
a
for the note.
true and correct copy of the email? What does that mean? Is that legal jargon?
I think
What
so.
is that?
I don't know.
It's just weird sounding.
I told her Laura's eyes are really open to what a bad relationship she was in when she received the note from her on the flight that day. And that's obviously not true because she's talking about how wonderful of a man Mike is, like, long after that.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
sometime on around, and this is not like, this isn't something she's just trying to pass off like everything's fine in public. These are private conversations. So, she had no reason to gas him up like that unless she really believed what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime on or around November 29th, Laura and I were having dinner at Mamanoko in the Marina. Oh God, not this place again. Mike walked into the restaurant and made a beeline directly for our table.
God.
Wow.
He was accompanied by a woman whom he introduced to us as Callie. He said
Why would you like make a beeline for your ex-girlfriend's family and be like, "This is my new girlfriend"? Like that's like
Right.
such like a movie thing. Like that would never happen in real life.
He said that he had seen our car parked out front. Didn't she say in her declaration that their car was like off in the other direction?
Yeah. And didn't they have to take an Uber or something afterwards? Because they felt
She said that her parents said, like, "Don't you want us to drive you home because you're afraid of Mike?" And she said she didn't go with them because their car was off in the opposite direction.
That's right.
So that's a lie too.
Yep.
Oh my God. It's funny because she and her mom are contradicting each other now.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get their story straight.
He lingered at the table, and it seemed like he enjoyed making us uncomfortable. Then he sat down a few feet away from us. He put his hand around the woman he was with and stared intently at Laura.
What the hell?
That did not happen.
I mean, wouldn't you?
It made both of us so uncomfortable that we left. Well, be honest, Jan. Were you done eating?
Your
After
creme
this-
brulee.
After this, Laura told me she was terrified to be alone. Sometimes when we were together in her neighborhood, she'd ask me to drive her home, even though she lived only a couple blocks away. She told me she was afraid that Mike was stalking her, and she was afraid of what he might do to her. On January 7th, Laura and I were having dinner. Did I say Lauren? My bad. Laura and I were having dinner at Amici's restaurant, about a half block from Laura's apartment. Laura's apartment or her sister's apartment? We were seated at a table next to the window facing the street. As we were leaving the restaurant, I asked Laura if she wanted us to drive her home, given her fear and the recent history of encountering Mike.
Oh, here's this.
Okay,
story.
here's the opposite direction. Okay. Since we were parked in the opposite direction of Laura's apartment, she said it would be quicker if she just walked home. So she's not that scared, obviously.
Right.
About 5 minutes later, Laura called me. She was crying hysterically and just kept saying, Mike, Mike, Mike. What? She was so upset that she could barely get the words out. When she could finally talk, she told us that Mike and his sister were waiting near the restaurant, standing by a shrub next to the sidewalk. She said that they came at her and screamed at her for having contacted Callie, the woman Mike was with back in November. She told me that she tried to get her phone out to call 911, but that Mike's sister yelled at her, "Don't you dare get your phone." There was pure terror in Laura's voice as she tried to tell us what happened. I've never heard her sound so upset, and I pray that I never do again. Well,
terror when you're fucking called out on the street in public by the man you abused sister.
Okay, so this email says, this is the response from Karen. You have the right person. My name is Karen, and my email is... Who does that? This is like Mary Lincoln's boomer shit, and my email is the email you just contacted me at.
AOL.com.
And it is not redacted up top, but is at the bottom.
Which tab of AOL.com did this email come from?
God damn it. Okay, so she had sent a message. I'm trying to locate a woman named Karen who's a passenger on a WOW Airlines flight from San Francisco to Iceland last December. She sat near my daughter and took the time to write my daughter a very meaningful note on the plane. Is this the correct email address for her?
Okay. Isn't it interesting they're trying to contact this woman to throw Mike under the bus almost a year later after suddenly Mike starts dating someone else?
Mm-hmm.
This timing is suspicious, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to contact this person after she gets back from Iceland in February, March, April. No, a year later after Mike has gone through this, this, standing by the shrub or whatever.
Standing by the shrub.
Wow.
Hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
Swamp Witch, thank you for the 5. Listening to her tween romance fiction makes me feel stabby.
Valid.
Put the weapons down, please.
Also, I looked at the text from Jan. There's not really anything that says she supports him. She just says, I totally understand and feel very sorry for what you and your family are going through right now. I'm truly sorry this has been a distraction. Continued understanding and patience. So she acknowledges he has understanding and patience for Laura. So I guess, and then this other one, you saved her and we'll be forever grateful for you. We would love to take you out to thank you later this week. That was December 11th. So,
okay.
House of Prime Rib.
There it is.
Hold on. Something about this. I know that the car thing, I got confused, and the car park thing was a separate restaurant, but something's still off about this claim that he said the car was out front. Hang on. Let me check it one more time. Okay.
Weird.
Let me get the. I'm gonna go the whole 9 yards here. Let's get the address and we'll go to Street View.
Well, seeing all this, it makes you wonder what Laura's mom would have said on June 10th at the Clayton hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Earth. I haven't done this in a long time. I think I got it though. Okay.
Enhance.
I always forget. How do I? Okay, there we go. How do I turn it? God damn it. There's something I'm supposed to do. I can't remember.
Shift. I have no
Right
idea.
click.
If I right click,
No.
no, it's not doing it. Well, now I lost it. Where'd it go?
Is it that blue thing? No. That's all.
That's
it
what
is.
she says.
There it is. What? That doesn't even make sense.
I'm a no-co.
Okay. So here's what I'm getting at.
Is that it?
He said that he saw our car parked out front. I don't know if I believe that.
Mm-mm.
Based
Go to
on
Street
this
View.
photo. How do I do that?
Can we get on the street? Click on the street.
This?
Yeah. Or do you see the little? Do you see the circles in the? No. Do you see the little circles in the lower right by the zoom in, zoom out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See the little human one?
Mm-hmm.
Drag it to the street. Yeah. Ooh. Enhance.
Ooh.
And now I gotta turn this way. Get out of the road, man.
Can we go to the mailbox store that Chase J. Jones filings came from next? 'Cause we can go there on Street View too.
Where is it? Is that it behind this thing? I don't think so. Maybe.
Is this place even open anymore? I guess you
Yeah, it is.
map to it, so it must be, right?
Mhm.
Are we on the right street?
Watch
Chestnut.
no.
Like, is it around the corner or something? Did we get? I don't know if we.
Hold on. How do I leave the street view?
I think if you zoom out, like click the minus, it might do it.
What the fuck just happened? Okay.
Enhance.
Okay. So the blue mark is it right there. So yeah, it is behind that thing, I guess.
Oh, behind the what are the? Is that like a light rail stop or a bus
It
stop or
looks-
something?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What is that?
I can't tell. It looks like some kind of bus stop or something.
Oh, this is SFO. They got those trolleys that run around everywhere.
Oh, gotcha. What if I put my little street view person in front of the bus? Does something happen? Something bad happen?
You get run over by a bus.
I'm suing.
Oh, this is outdoor dining kiosks.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Nice. Oh,
We should go
pandemic
there.
outdoor dining.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
There we go.
Yeah. It's okay. It's behind this thing, I guess.
So, I mean, you can see the parking lines there. I guess people can park on the street because if
Mhm.
those things weren't there pre-pandemic, then you could park there.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I think
there's just
we've
no way Mike was like standing there looking for her car. Just-
No, because he's not a creep.
we got to go to the other restaurant and find the shrub or whatever. But I think we've proven that you can
Here it
park.
is.
You can park on the street in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Okay, so it's like across from Crunch Fitness. Sorry, I'm just gonna one more time.
Achievement unlocked.
There's
Yeah,
Crunch Fitness.
it's probably hard to find parking here,
Yeah, it's right
especially-
there. This is it right there.
especially during meal times.
hmm
You know, look at this van double parked. What a troublemaker.
Wait, did you say there was something you wanted to look at? I can't remember.
No, we're just joking.
Okay. I thought you were serious. Oh man. Okay, let me close this. I think that's pretty much it because I'm not going through all of Laura's declaration since we saw most of what we needed to see. I was thinking about it, but I'm just tired. Okay, 1 second. I got a message.
Is it from Laura?
Yes. No, it's not. No. No. No.
Cease and desist talking about House of Prime Rib.
You know who you are and you know what you've done, and I'm not showing that on my screen. It's not happening.
What? I want to see it.
I know you do.
Well, send it to me in
What are you
Discord. I don't know what it is.
Fine.
Is buttons drawing more things?
No, I would prefer that.
Oh, jeez. It's a high bar. I don't know what's going on.
Can't even
You will.
imagine what
Just
it
give
would be.
It's Bruce's daydream.
What?
You'll get it in a sec.
A healthy backyard cock.
Oh boy. Mine is not very healthy, but we're trying. He's
All right,
working.
man.
He's
You're
resting
welcome.
up. He's resting up. Oh no. We get.
Oh,
Ooh. Are these the things from the text messages?
Yeah.
oh. Wait, what? That says it's from a
oh.
Showtime show?
Showtime show. Oh, House of Flies.
Oh, what is this thing doing?
House of Flies or House of Lies?
What does that say? The
Oh,
romancer?
House of Lies.
The
It's House
womanizer?
of Flies.
House of Flies?
Wait,
I
what?
thought it said House of
Enhanced.
Flies, bro. I don't know. I guess I saw butterfly over here, and I was thinking bugs. House of Flies.
What?
I was really trying not to stare at it.
I've seen on the hit show House of Flies.
Laura
That
needs
is
more.
terrible.
Does look like, yeah.
Oh.
I don't even
We got to get
know.
Lauren out more.
Ginseng. Okay.
No.
It's gone.
No, we don't.
Ginseng? Is that what broke Mike's dick? Oh my gosh. Trauma.
Oh man.
Hashtag trauma.
What's this new thing? Are
Well,
those
You got to be
Thanks
things
for
not-
that,
careful with your
Lauren.
equipment.
And
I mean,
whoever sent that
You
to
can't
you.
just.
God damn it. Where did these pics come from? I'm not gonna reveal my sources, and I'm mad at them right now. So I'm not gonna say-
Well, I mean, they were in the filing or whatever, so.
yeah, but the enhanced images were not. Okay. Are those not common everywhere? I thought that was a city thing. Miss Danielle, are you talking about those like big things that were in front of the restaurant?
Man. I can't imagine Brad out there upscaling these photos for us. I don't know. I just
It was
don't.
not
Maybe
Brad.
somebody
I'll give you
else
that much.
is. Justice for Brad.
Those, yeah, like, are they talking about where you would like the outdoor seating for
I think
eating at
so.
the restaurants?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't have them here, but I live in a smaller part of town.
They're in like a lot of like, I mean, like San Francisco, New York, LA, like a lot of those big cities.
A lot
Amy
of
Lynn-
restaurants revamped their outdoor seating during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Amy Lynn, yes, no, they're not random. They were in the documents we were reading the other
Yeah.
day, and she sent them to Mike.
Yeah.
So no, they're not random.
So
I'm
when-
not just
when-
showing random.
They're Lawrence.
Well, Laura was claiming that like she didn't want to have sex or go out with
Yeah.
Mike or whatever it was, or that he was into crazy stuff. And then in the text messages that were authenticated from the laptop, there are these text messages of her sending him photos of all this stuff.
And asking for
So
anal.
so again, it's basically the opposite. Whatever she keeps saying in the declaration, oh, he did this,
Yeah.
he didn't want that. It was really her.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to point out too that like normally I try not to get too personal, you know what I mean? I try to just talk about what she's done. But here it's like you have to get a little personal to understand why she's lying and like why you can't trust what she says. And so she like I'm not here to like make fun of her and like I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, look at her, she's a perv, you know what I mean? No, I'm just saying
No.
like we have to look at this stuff because it proves that Mike was not the one asking for these things, you know?
Exactly. She's the one who went there. And if you're going to try to like figure out if it's truth or not, it's something you have to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, go buy all those toys, unless the ginseng is gonna, you know, hurt someone's dick. And then be careful. Be careful out there, kids.
But yeah, like if someone's into that stuff, like who gives a shit? But
Yeah.
if you're trying to claim that the other person was forcing you to do it, but there's evidence that you were actually the one initiating all the stuff with that, then
Yeah.
that's important.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions.
Yeah,
in there.
it sure seems like it, Angela.
And if she does, like, good for her, you know.
Oh, everybody
Like-
was trying to tell me what they were, and I just wasn't looking at the chat. I'm sorry.
It's like 20 messages. It's for eating.
Lauren,
Yeah.
you sit there.
So, Lauren, that's a pro tip. If you pre-record a video, just put an error, a typo, or something wrong in it, so that way people put in the chat what you got wrong. It's called engagement.
Maybe I'll just put something infuriating and perverse.
Go.
Like
That
those
also-
pictures you just showed us all.
But like way worse than that. Wait. Maricopa County DA's office, which was too lazy to properly investigate the murder of Charles Velo. I'm very doubtful they will expend man hours on her. Isn't there already some sort of source that said they were opening up an investigation?
Yes.
That doesn't mean they'll actually bring any charges or decide that bringing charges is a good idea, but
Right.
there's
But
at
it is
least
but it is
some,
happening. There's
Yeah.
something happening.
there's definitely some activity, and we had people from the community go to the meet and greet
Hmm.
with the county attorney, and
Mhm.
and so the county attorney is well aware of this story and this case.
All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. We've been here for 2.5 hours, and I did not realize that. So it is almost midnight here.
We were having too much fun.
I think so. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll all be back here again sometime reading something else. Until then, I'm going to go and try not to think about what I just looked at.
I mean, it's daunting when you go through these text messages and compare it to these depositions. It's just
Yeah.
it's overwhelming, and then you realize this is just
Definitely.
part of one case,
Right.
and
And,
there's two other cases at least with as much detail.
hmm
and I think too, like I think maybe I mentioned this last time too, like how exhausting it is, like reading through those and just being like, oh my God, she's saying that again. Oh my God, she's trying that again. Why won't she stop? Like all of this, I'm sure
Yeah.
we've all thought, like reading through these. And imagine that was Mike's life for a year and a half. Now, he also chose to stay in the relationship too.
hmm
Like they both chose to stay. But God, how exhausting.
Well,
would
it
that be?
seems like she didn't really go completely off the rails until she saw him with this blonde woman.
Yeah. And then
And
she took it
and
a
that's
whole
when it,
Tall
that's
blonde
when
woman.
that's when it went critical. And he blocked her on everything, just like Clayton did or Greg did at some point.
Mhm.
They all realized there's this tipping point. It's just that her tipping point with Mike was way later than with the other guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because he was giving her inches, and I don't mean that
Oh
in
no.
any other way. No, give an inch, take a mile is what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So he was actually like showing her love. I know he said he wasn't in love with her, but showing her care and attention. Whereas these
Friendship.
other guys, and it's not anything against anyone or whatever, it's just how it was. But these other guys, like pretty quickly, were just like, I'm fucking shutting this shit down.
Right.
And so that like probably just triggered her that much faster and that much harder.
Yeah. Okay, you're really messing with me now. Giving her inches that much faster. Than fucker. Stop
I
it.
made it that way.
Crazy. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take off for tonight. As soon as we end, I'm redirecting you over to MG Law. Please let him know that Lauren sent you, and also type a bunch of bacons in his chat. All right, guys, have a good night.
I
Very good.